The following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Welcome into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network on a frigid night here in early November as 4A state playoff time is here in Frederick. Guys, for the first time in GBN history, a multi-stream being broadcasted not just on YouTube but also over on NFHS Network. So welcome in everybody there. The 6-4, number 18 ranked Bear Creek comes into the Eagles' nest tonight to take on the 7-3, 15th ranked Golden Eagles. I'm Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me is Carly Evans. As tonight, Carly, it's a good night for some football.
It is an excellent night tonight for some football. A little cold, as you were saying, but nothing that we can't manage. I would have to say last week was probably a little bit colder, especially up here. But as Ian was saying so beautifully for that intro, Bear Creek Bears right now, they're sitting at 1-4 in league, so they struggled a little bit. Specifically, they've been kind of on a hot streak of just loss after loss after loss. So this is something that they definitely have to keep in mind and something that I'm actually going to touch on later during my keys. But yeah, talking a little bit about our very own Frederick team, they are sitting at 4-1 in league. They have been like on a hot streak, I would have to say. Frederick looking great, sitting at 7-3 on that season as finally it's playoff time, and I am so psyched for it.
Me too, Carly. My first football playoff game. I'm excited.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
We have got a couple basketball games under the belt, but I'm excited. It's going to be a great game. Like you said, this Bear Creek team is a very, very high-octane offense. This team not only is in one of the hardest leagues, I would say, in 4A football. You know, they've got Dakota Ridge in that league, Highland Ranch, some of these teams that are top 8 teams in this just CHSAA playoffs right now. As like we can pull up the statistics this year for this team. Overall, this team is one of the most dominant teams in football. They had 4,000 total yards of offense this year, as Frederick had, I wouldn't say a measly 3,000, but not anywhere near that 4,000.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, as this team really likes to air the ball out, as you can tell. They just throw the ball. They had over almost 2,300 yards, 2,300 yards on the season through the air, as that's their key piece is Riley Wilson, that quarterback. He is one of the best to do it at Bear Creek. He obviously has the passing yards, but he has the touchdowns to back it up too. 23 total touchdowns on the year, only 6 interceptions. He's not afraid to run the ball, Carly. I will say he will get through this defensive Frederick if they send that pressure and he gets that open space.
Yeah, without a doubt. You were talking a little bit about that number 2, Riley Wilson. He actually averages 284 yards a game total. So that's, rushing on the ground, just taking it himself, because why not? Which we've seen that before a lot with PK as well. He kind of has a similar playing style where, he'll air it out a little bit, but he also has, the rushing yards to prove like, hey, I'm kind of a multifaceted quarterback, right? He's got the rushing yards, the passing yards. But yeah, Riley Wilson, an average of about 284 total between throwing it, passing it, etc., rushing. So, Riley Wilson is something that they're going to have to keep an eye on for sure this entire game.
Yeah, I would almost take Riley Wilson and compare him to like Bo Nix. He's got that same kind of he's willing to throw the ball and do what he does, but if he takes off, he's pretty dangerous. And I don't know if everybody here who's watching this broadcast watched that Broncos game last night. That was an embarrassing one for the Broncos, but I will say Bo Nix is one of those quarterbacks who can take off, and Riley Wilson, to me, just kind of resembles that kind of ready to run whenever he needs to. And I don't expect him to have to run too much tonight. Frederick's defensive line is one of the better ones tonight, so I'm hoping we contain him in the pocket and get those sacks. Marlo McCoy and Mashikori coming off an injury last week. He just wants to get back in the game, and he is doing exactly whatever he has to do. Obviously, he didn't play on senior night last week. He was devastated, Nico was, and it was just heartbreaking for him.
I was going to say, without a doubt, which, that's another reason why I'm honestly really happy that we get to do a game like this, not just because it's playoffs and this is a huge game, obviously, for Frederick, specifically momentum-wise, but also just the whole aspect of hey, it's another home game for your players who maybe didn't get their fair shot last week, to kind of figure things out and realize, hey, maybe this is our last home game, but at least we get to play in it. And I think that's probably something that Mash Corey kind of took with him.
As we can see, the Frederick Golden Eagles coming out now, ready to go. Here, it's playoff time in Frederick, as it's one of the biggest games of the year for Frederick. As our Instagram post talked about, winner of this game will go on to play number 2 ranked Montrose. And Frederick has some
There's a lot of unfinished business with Montrose, that's for sure.
I was going to say they kind of have some PTSD
a little
with
bit.
Montrose.
A little bit.
That game last year, it was honestly not a horrible game. They stood with them for a good chunk of that first half, but then second half, it was a collapse.
Yeah, come second half, there was definitely a lot more struggling for sure, both offensively and defensively. So
yeah. As we will throw it down to the sideline with our very own Dante Lechuga.
Thanks, Ian. As I'm down here on the sidelines, your Golden Eagles are getting ready to take on this high-octane Bear Creek offense. I was talking with star running back and starting DB Sonny Del Pitts yesterday about how they plan on stopping this offense. All Sonny had to say, as long as they play hard-nosed, physical defense and their brand of football, they will win this game. Something additional to note is D lineman Nico Mascori is still out with an ankle injury that has been lingering since the start of the year. But he will be cleared for next week's game if they make it there. Back up to you, Ian.
Thank you, Dante. As the Fowler Kia pregame show is the place where we set the stage for everything you're about to see. Carly, let's get ready for kickoff under the Friday night lights, one of our last ones. As let's take a look and break down your keys for tonight's game.
100%. So very first key that I have is actually spy on Wilson. He's someone that we kind of talked about a little bit before pregame. As you know, he's quite the feisty quarterback to watch. You know, you compared him to Bo Nix, which I like that accurate representation of just how versatile he really is. And I feel like it really is a perfect example of him as a quarterback. Specifically, I was watching some of his game clips, and once that pocket collapses, he likes to kind of dance around. He likes to, you know, find those pockets that maybe it's a little bit more difficult to find. But then at the same time, he also likes to, you know, dance around a bit. If he doesn't see the look he likes, he'll just take off and run. So he is certainly not scared to kind of search for opportunities. So I want to make sure that they keep somebody posted on him at all times, no matter what that needs to look like.
Yeah, I will say that's going to probably be a job for, I think, Big Eric Ross. Like, have that kind of screen, or maybe like Landon Olson, one of those guys who I don't really know what you do in that situation. Do you get a bigger guy that if he can get a hit on him, you know, get him in a, you know, condition where he can't run the ball anymore, or do you put a guy like Landon Olson or even Marlo McCoy, who's one of those faster guys who can keep up with him? It's just a question that you got to ask yourself if you're Frederick's defense tonight.
I was going to say, without a doubt, they'll have to kind of figure out how to keep him within reach of their fingertips. As second key that I have is actually man-to-man coverage focus. Something that I actually saw a lot from some of Bear Creek's opposing, you know, teams that they played was actually they played a lot of soft zone coverage, and that's something that I did notice defensively for some of those opposing teams going up against Bear Creek. Is that something that they struggled with was Bear Creek's dominant offense, and it was because they were playing this very soft, kind of cushy, like zone coverage, and honestly, it was driving me crazy, and I hope it drives Frederick just as crazy, and they kind of pick up on that cue that, hey, we need to focus on this man-to-man coverage, plus that quarterback spy, no matter who that needs to be on Wilson.
It's gonna be a battle in the secondary tonight, I think. You know, one of their guys, I think Donovan Walker, he is one of the tallest kids I've ever seen. 6'5" as a receiver. He only has 7 touchdowns on the year, but if you get him in a situation where you can throw that ball up, I think 95% of the time you're going to throw that ball up and let him go get a play. But, yeah, he is one of the guys that you got to watch out for deep, and that's going to be a job for either Sonny Del Pitts tonight on the corner or even Jovan Martinez, which honestly, I would like to see more from Jovan tonight. He's been kind of struggling the past few weeks, kind of did a little better last week against Greeley West. He was really kind of playing scared against Monarch, I want to say. He was just kind of phased. It looked like he saw a ghost for a good amount of that game.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it, as we are going to swap to that national anthem real quick.
Is performed by your Frederick High School Varsity Blues Choir.
rendition of the national anthem brought to you by Frederick's very own
Varsity
Varsity
Blue.
Blues.
They're fun to listen to, honestly. They're really solid.
I think I just heard Joey, too. I think Joey's down there.
I think so.
Shout out Joey in the theater department, too. Macbeth going on inside tonight. That's a hard pick, either Macbeth or playoff football. It's a hard choice. That's kind of we'll wrap up your keys to get to your final key there and get those.
Yeah, 100%. So the third key that I have is actually stifled morale, which is something that I kind of touched on earlier, specifically with Bear Creek's Bears. Last week, lost against Dakota Ridge, 49-14. The week before that, lost to Ponderosa, 40-7. Then lost to Heritage, 35-21. They lost to Golden, 34-21. And these were all back-to-back-to-back games. So certainly something that they have to kind of keep in the forefront is, hey, we're kind of on a losing streak. This is something that we have to keep in mind, is just that whole momentum swing. And Frederick, they've kind of built up their own momentum. Obviously, we've had our fair share of a few losses here and there, kind of sprinkled into the season, more specifically towards the beginning. But Frederick really dialed in right now. I do have to say that they are looking perfectly polished, both on offense and defense. Right now, they really haven't been struggling offensively or defensively, too, whenever it comes to, points per game. We've seen a lot of players kind of step up and become that main voice for Frederick, no matter if it's offensively or defensively. So curious to kind of see how they combat that momentum swing here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those games. And like you said, it's going to be. They had a pretty good game last week for Frederick. They had a pretty good game against Greeley West, and where those seniors came out and really popped off. So we'll see what can happen. Bear Creek will get the first half kickoff, as tonight is the night. Welcome in, everybody. NFHS Network. If you're watching on YouTube, much appreciation, as we are off in Frederick. Bear Creek on the return. Trying to bounce it outside, wrapped up inside by the Frederick Golden Eagles, and will be tackled around the 21-yard line. So we will get to see the Frederick defense come on the field first tonight. Has a minimal rowdy crowd for Frederick tonight. Not too bad. It's one of those weather nights. It's one of the chillier nights. So
As I'll say, it is a little nippy right now. I do have to say that, but nothing that this small but mighty rowdy crowd can't handle.
Yeah, we got Joel Chambers in the full blue face paint down there. As we'll see Wilson go under center to start us off here. First and 10 under center. Wilson, he takes a snap, pitches it outside, and he dropped the pitch. Now Frederick trying to collapse on it. Good move to get out of there, and he's got a room on the far side and wrapped up that time. Jordan Cordova on the run that time.
Yeah, Cordova kind of bounced around, as Ian was putting it, kind of bounced around, found a little bit of a gap on that far right side, was able to shoot it, and able to, split this distance in half. So impressive start, minus minus the fumble early on, something that they have to be cognizant of, just ball control and ball carrying.
In the shotgun, trips left. Wilson's going to drop the throw. Frederick brings the pressure. Throw over the middle is incomplete. DJ Swaldo in there on the contact to knock that one free.
Once again, Jordan Cordova, already a prominent name that we're hearing here tonight. Back-to-back consecutive attempted receptions. First one, obviously, on that first down, with the fumble, something to be cognizant about, and then also the dropped pass. Granted, Frederick brought the pressure pretty nicely. Stacking on him definitely helped, but now early on, already a 3rd and 5.
Big third down here for Wilson in the offense.
Yeah, this is huge. This could determine a lot of momentum here early on with this first drive.
Wilson takes a snap, drops back, looks like a similar play. Frederick brings the pressure, this time throws it, and that one's going to be out of bounds. Coverage that time by Kyle Rardin on the far side, and Frederick forces a 3-and-out here on the first drive defensively.
Beautiful way to pressure Wilson. We talked about that actually in my keys, just that whole idea of you need to make sure that you have somebody on him at all times, which is something that I think Frederick very cognizant of during that first drive. They recognize how dangerous Wilson can be, whether that's in the pocket, outside the pocket, no matter what that looks like.
Ooh, low snap. That's a wonky-looking punt. And that ball's going to be out of bounds. They're going to mark it about the 47, 48-yard line. even the 49. I'll take that. That looked also like the Broncos game last night with those wild punts.
There were some bad ones.
Not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, there were some awful ones. As Frederick, honestly, if you're Frederick, you couldn't ask for better starting field position.
Your defense did the work. Now you got to go down there and repay him back.
Exactly.
As we'll take a look at the Frederick offense for the first time tonight.
Offense first down from the 50.
And Frederick, this has to be a very dominant opening drive. If you're Frederick, this first drive with you, possessing it offensively, you really have to make sure you're dialed in so that what your defense did pays off.
They're going to go to the run. It's Del Pitts. Del Pitts trying to bounce it outside, missing a few blocks down the field, but a good little run. And there's some contact from DJ Swaldo and Cordova deep down the field. They'll get a 3 on the pickup, but yeah. Little short run for Frederick that time.
And the most dangerous piece of that was actually Gio Martinez, number 72, coming hot off that edge. I mean, basically, nobody was blocking him. He was pretty much free reign. He ran, he sprinted, might I say, back there in that backfield. And that's really what pressured Del Pitts to have to bounce around a lot more than what he needed to. Something that they really have to be cognizant about.
A lot of men on the line right now. This looks like a 7-man blitz. They're going to pitch it other side this time. Del Pitts trying to go down the middle of the field. He finds a little crease. Maybe got 2. So it sets up a big 3rd and 5 for Frederick now.
Yeah, similar look on that first down. Just trying to find separation, I suppose, with Del Pitts.
3rd down and 5.
Which, like we've talked about, Ian, before, in prior games, he's very shifty, and so it's something that typically works if you're Frederick offensively to, just pitch it out to him. He'll find his own running room, but right now, Bears pressuring.
In the I formation, they try to go back to Del Pitts, and he actually lost quite a few yards on that play. Try to give it outside on a pitch, but nothing that time as Frederick is going to go 3 and out on their first drive of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Lloyd was going to go for this one. So a good defensive stop from Bear Creek. They want Frederick to throw the ball. They're going to make Frederick throw the ball tonight. And I don't think Frederick wants to throw the ball tonight in this kind of conditions where it's kind of cold. Can't really feel your fingers. The wind kind of has a little bit of a factor. I wouldn't say it was as bad as yesterday's kind of crazy gust of wind.
Yeah, those were not exciting.
Bigfoot Cahoon on the punt. Kind of shallow on the punt that time. Takes a lucky kind of Frederick bounce and lands at the 23-yard line. There's a little bit of chippiness, as tonight's going to be one of those nights. It's playoffs. You gotta bring everything on the line tonight. As we'll see what Frederick can do defensively. Good first defensive drive. How can they respond to that is going to be the question.
And biggest thing is just that replication of what we saw that very first opening drive defensively. If you're Frederick, we saw them pressuring Wilson in the backfield, kind of getting in his head a little bit, making him antsy in that pocket, which obviously forced him outside, and we saw him have to throw on the run a lot. And it looked like during that first drive, he was, rolling out right, which looked like his weaker side to throw, which is something that Frederick needs to replicate this drive.
In the shotgun all alone, little bubble screen. He's under some pressure early. Landon Olsen grabs him by the shoulder pads and wraps him up. Welcome back, Landon Olsen.
Landon Olsen read that beautifully. I mean, someone wants to hand him the script because there was zero hesitation as he just kind of picked his way through the line.
That was a beautiful read by Olsen. That was a designed bubble screen. He was not supposed to take off there, but he saw the opening down the middle because he saw Frederick react so quickly to the bubble screen. He just tried to take off, and good job by Olsen. I thought he was going to squeak out of that tackle, but Olsen, he had the injury on his hand. I'm not really sure what the injury was, but he's got a little brace on it still now. Frederick shows blitz right now. Will they bring the pressure? Wilson under center. They're going to give it to the pitch outside. Frederick's going to try to get on that one. Eric Ross trying to wrap it up from behind, and Frederick is all over that run. Maybe got 4 or 5 on the run.
Once again, Kyle Rardin already with 2 tackles on the night. And obviously Olsen with that huge TFL.
As there is a guy down on the field. That's Frederick. That's Marcus Salmeron. The leading tackler on this team. Is great response by the Bear Creek athletic trainer just to be ready to get on the field. Andy came screaming in. It's not a good sign for Frederick early as you see your leading tackler defensively go down. He got up pretty quickly though, so hopefully he's going to be A-okay. So
Yep.
it's a 3rd and 4 for Frederick's defense. They got to find a way to limit the damage on this big 3rd down here. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Line-X of Boulder. Whether it's protecting your truck bed, adding accessories, or making your vehicle adventure ready, Line-X of Boulder has you covered. We're proud to have them partner of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Line-X of Boulder, tough, durable, and built for life.
Yeah, this is once again another big 3rd down that we're seeing here as Salmeron,
He's able to
he's
get
being
off the field.
escorted,
Yeah, he's
escorted off the field.
Not a good sign from him.
I mean, obviously up and walking on his own, which is exactly what Frederick wants to see, but they also need to see him back in, as this is a crucial 3rd and 5.
He's got trips left, 2 to his right, empty set. He's going to throw. Frederick brings 3. He's got time. He rolls. He's got enough room. Will he get the first down? No. Frederick forces him out of bounds, about 2 yards shy of the first down. So now, here's the question for Bear Creek. Do you go for it with a 4th and short? Risk giving Frederick the field position. Actually, he got no yards that time. And they're going to punt it again. So good back-to-back 3-and-out stops for Frederick's defense. Now they got to find a way offensively to move this ball. Good field position last time, almost blocked that punt. Here's the punt, low snap. He fumbles the snap. Frederick has the pressure, and he gets rid of it again just in time. Marked down at the 33-yard line. So PK and the offense coming back on the field.
Yeah, PK really have to produce this drive in particular. Your defense has done their job beautifully, might I say, beautifully executed those past 2 drives, as we've seen. Just a 3-and-out, just forced them to punt both times. Both times there were fumbles on both drives. So offensively, if you're Bear Creek, ball handling is half the battle, specifically here tonight with some of these windier and cooler conditions, right, which we said might not play a huge factor, but something that they do have to be cognizant about. As I was saying, Frederick, you have to produce on this drive.
PK in the shotgun. He's going to throw. He looks far side for DJ Swaldo on the screen. DJ Swaldo, a one-on-one. Gets blocked by Del Pitts downfield. DJ Swaldo found a hole, and he's going to have just enough for a first down.
If not for Lazaro, that would have been nothing but green grass for DJ Swaldo. That could have been dangerous so quickly if you're Bear Creek, and I think they recognize that, and just the pure aggressiveness that is coming from Frederick right now. As
I loved that DJ Swaldo had that kind of one-on-one. That was Aiden Perez on the far side who was being unblocked. That was the unblocked guy, and DJ Swaldo had to shake him. He did a good job that running him into Sonny Del Pitts. He's going to throw. PK under pressure. He's got to step up. He's looking downfield. He throws it, and it's intercepted. He was looking for DJ Swaldo, and he is not wrapped up, and now Bear Creek will have good field position on the interception.
As that is dangerous, obviously, right there. PK is going to want that ball back, as I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do, but I also understand what he was trying to do. He was, obviously you're under pressure, you're rolling to the left, you're searching for anything that you can. First look looked like he couldn't find anything. He was trying to tell his guys, go downfield, I'm going to toss it up, but just way too contested right there, if even the possibility of catching it offensively and through it, and way too congested of traffic to honestly tell if that was going to go straight to his guy or not.
Under center, Wilson's going to play action. He's going to step into it. He's throwing it deep. He's got a man, but overthrew him that time. It was Del Pitts, and Salmeron back in the game on the coverage that time.
I mean, obviously, he had maybe 2 or 3 steps on both of them at the exact same time.
That's Rosman.
It's just beat him off the line. So something that they really have to just be aware of if you're Frederick is, we talked about, we don't need soft coverage right now. That is the last thing that we need. And you want your fastest guys out there, because some of their receivers, not only are they big, but they're speedy.
They're quick. That was Del Pitts on the coverage too, so that's one of Frederick's quicker guys. Run in the backfield. McCoy got a hand on him, and he bounces it outside. There goes Cordova down the far side, runs into his own quarterback, and he gets the first down on a quick misdirection, change of direction move.
Jordan Cordova on the run.
As this will bring up a... okay, so they'll call it officially a first down. Chains will move.
As that's just the incidents of Frederick. They just need to wrap up there.
Yes.
That was Marlo McCoy in the backfield, and that could have been a loss of maybe even 2-3 yards, but it ended up being a gain of I think, 11 or 12 and got him a first down. So Frederick's got to find a way defensively now. They're getting a little bit of momentum right now. They're feeling themselves. They got the interception. How can they respond here on first down? He's going to go under center again. They're going to pitch it out to Cordova again. Frederick trying to collapse down on a good blocking outside for Bear Creek, and Frederick collapses hard, and he may have got a yard on the play.
I couldn't quite tell who it was from up here, but Colt Hoagie was getting absolutely.
Oh, yeah. He got spun around there.
Yeah, he got spun around. He got turned around. Hoagie, I think he was a little taken aback, in all honesty, because he's used to either screaming straight through that line or not really having trouble shutting off defenders or offenders, I guess, in this in this situation. But beautiful blocking so far from Bear Creek on this drive. They've really kind of just been able to spread out some of their, offensive guys, specifically some of these receivers turned blockers.
Trips right. Wilson, he's going to throw right out in the flat. Quick throw. That's J.D. Cordova. Or not Cordova, sorry. He got downhill, put his head down. That was Larazzo. I apologize. Makes the grab, gets an extra 3, and he got down low to make that play.
He did. That was kind of a low ball initially, just kind of a dump off, it looked like. Frederick doing an incredible job, as I was saying before, putting pressure on Wilson. He obviously felt it there, not quite as much as they wanted it to, as obviously able to gain a few yards on this play, bring it down to a more manageable 3rd and 4. But so far, Bear Creek, they are chugging along with this drive, as we have heard Lazaro's name quite a few times.
Already.
Yes.
In the shotgun, Wilson running back to his right. He drops, he's going to throw. Frederick brings some pressure. Quick throw out of the backfield. There's Cordova. Breaks a tackle. Larazzo down the sideline, diving at the pylon. And DJ Swaldo got him by his knees at the 1.
And there, once again, beautiful example of shedding off tackles, those missed tackles. That was a blatant miss from Frederick, as thankfully they were able to swipe the runner down at the 1, which, thank goodness for low tackles, I suppose.
Ankle biting.
I was going to say, thank goodness for little Chihuahua tackles.
I formation now for Wilson. He takes the snap. He gives it. Larazzo trying to find the hole. Is he going to be in? Awaiting the call. Frederick thinks he has him on the line. I think he might have fallen in, though. Where it's the official call, we will find out here in a moment.
Yeah.
As it is a touchdown.
That is unfortunate right there.
So Bear Creek capitalizes on that big turnover by Kissinger. And now Bear Creek sets up to kick this extra point. So Frederick's defense, I think they played decently well on that drive. It was just hard field position for them to try to work.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Obviously, Frederick kind of struggled to string together, just cooperation and coordination between all of them. It felt very, very discombobulated, very much like disconnected. That's a better word. That's a better word.
They seem a little tired. They just got off the field, and then 2 plays later, you're back on the field. So you got to find a way, if you're Frederick's offense, to help your defense out a little bit. They've given you 2 3-and-outs, and your offense goes 3-and-out on their first drive, which, okay, it's the first drive of the game. You can go 3-and-out. That's fine. Your defense responds, gives you the ball back, and I wouldn't even say bad field position either. You have the ball at about the 30, so pretty good room, and then Kissinger makes a mental error, throws that ball a little wonky, and sets up a turnover, and then they go down the field and score. So we will see now how Frederick's offense can respond after the turnover on the last drive, and now Bear Creek going up 7.
Yeah, obviously the complete opposite of if you're Frederick, what you want to see for these opening drives. We had the punt, we had an interception. These drives are not ending the way that Frederick needs them to, or quite frankly wants them to. But right now, what they really have to focus on is going back to those fundamentals. You really just need to be firing on all cylinders, and right now they are struggling.
Short kick down the left side. I'm not sure who got that ball, because it's usually Del Pitts, but that was not Del Pitts with the return. It looks like it was Jathniel Gonzalez, I want to say, with the return that time.
Yeah, Gonzalez with the return.
That is
not a bad return right there, especially considering how wonky of a kick it was. As you were saying, Ian, kind of a shallow kick.
He's a downhill runner too. He will make you pay if you get low.
Yes. I was going to say, he's not afraid to
take a hit.
yes. That's an understatement, honestly. As there is still 5 minutes left. And there's been a lot of back-to-back right now.
Already,
a lot of repetition here.
So it's 1st and 10 for Preston Kissinger in this Frederick offense. In the shotgun now, Jathniel next to him. They go to the jet sweep. It's Betancourt. Betancourt trying to bounce it outside. Good blocking outside by DeSwaldo. Picks up a block, and Betancourt tries to go over the top of the ankle-biting tackle. Got to the 39. Sets up a second and short for Frederick.
Yeah, Betancourt went flying at the end of that play. As you were saying, DeSwaldo, once again, something that he is so beautiful at is just blocking in general.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yes, exactly, whether or not, which we all know, obviously, he wants to get the ball. He wants to get the ball, but at the same time, he is so good whenever it comes down to just the fundamentals of blocking. He knows how to block, and he knows how to block cleanly, and that's half the battle sometimes.
He picked up 3 guys on that block. As they go short with Eric Ross. Ross finds a hole and gets the first down. As that is a big, big man running right through him.
Yeah, big man Ross just running straight. He just shot the A-gap straight through. And I think, honestly, caught Bear Creek a little bit by surprise, considering, as you were saying, that's a big man that's running straight at you, and he is not afraid to lower the shoulders.
He had a pretty good run last week against Greeley West. I think it was about a 60-ish yard run. I got the opportunity to interview him after the game. And I was talking with him after, he had that run. He was just saying he was so tired. He got to the 4th quarter, and he was still tired from that run, he said. Kissinger, man in motion. They go to Del Pitts. Reverse action. Del Pitts lost the football as Ken Frederick jumped back on top of it. I think Del Pitts did. And thankfully, Frederick gets back on top of that ball.
That was probably, honestly, the most dangerous thing I have ever seen. As I know I've said it now probably, 5 or 6 times, but, ball carrying is so crucial. You hold the football like it's your baby, right? You would never hold your baby out like that, right? You keep him as close to your chest and as protected as you possibly can, because as soon as you let that ball, in a position where it could possibly be punched out, as we saw there, it punched straight from Del Pitts' arms, that's when it starts to turn dangerous.
They go to the ground with Jathniel. Jathniel trying to cut it up the field, and he only gets about 3 yards back, so it's going to set up a 3rd and a country mile for Frederick's offense. And yeah, like you talked about, you got to hold on to that football. And Sonny is not really one of those guys who fumbles the ball very often. I will say, I have noticed he's kind of dropped the ball on the ground a couple more times this year, but it's just the workload he's had to hold to get those drops. And they almost had him on that misdirection too. Sonny almost had a big hole, and he just coughed it up there.
Agreed. As, Frederick, 3rd and a country mile. As once again, they're kind of stacking that box. Don't know if they're actually going to bring the pressure back off.
I don't know if I like this. They go play action. Kissinger's got to get rid of it.
Bringing it.
He's under pressure, and there goes Kissinger down on the ground. As there is a shaken up Bear Creek player, as Kissinger had to get rid of that ball quickly.
Yes, he did. As I believe that was not J.J. Hernandez. I think that was Isaiah Zubiabli. I believe that was.
What a
I know. I believe that was number 65 that came screaming through that line and decimated him. That was a little terrifying.
I was talking with Dante Lechuga pregame, and I was talking about the way Frederick wins this football game is offensively.
Yes.
They have got to do their job. Defensively, they do pretty good, but now Bear Creek has the momentum. We'll see what they can do defensively now as Cahoon's kick, another short kick from Cahoon. As it bounces down, it's going to get a couple extra rolls from Frederick down to the 40.
That's probably the most shallow punt I've seen from Cahoon. He doesn't typically struggle with stuff like that. That's kind of on the off occasion that we see something like that. This is probably the last game that you want it to happen in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also kind of the weather too, the frigidness. I know I can't feel my toes right now, so he might not.
Or my hands.
He might not feel his toes, so I'll give him a little bit of credit there. But Frederick's defense now, they have gotten to 3rd down pretty consistently right now. So if they can just keep up that 1st and 2nd down defense, it's just 3rd down that they've got to work on.
God, their defense has to be so tired right now. If you're Frederick, this is now back-to-back drives where it's just been like within the past 6 minutes.
As a run that time kind of found a hole, but nothing. As that was big Eric Ross with the wrap-up. And again, Kyle Rardin making his name known, gets a good tackle, helps out Ross. And only a minimal gain that time. If you get those kind of 1st down runs as Frederick, you won't complain.
Yeah, so 2nd and long still. which obviously good job on first down, not allowing anything crazy momentum-wise, as there's still about a minute left in this first quarter. This game is ticking very slowly, which we are also...
It feels very slow.
Yes, we're used to last game against Greeley West where it was...
running clock.
Yes, running clock like after the first quarter, so...
As they go the pitch again, Cordova on the outside. Good blocking on the back side as Frederick's going to wrap him up. Another minimal gain of about 4. So now sets up that third down and short that we've talked about. What can Frederick do? I would say they've been okay right now in third down defense. They've got the 2 3-and-outs, and then they have a few minimal third down gains. So right now, if you're Frederick, Carly, I think I'm dialing up some pressure right now for Wilson. Yeah,
without a doubt. Kind of stack that box to the best of your ability, but also be cognizant of, as we talked about, keep someone on Wilson, keep someone on Cordova, because Cordova is dangerous, and he could just as easily kind of pitch it out to Cordova.
And Larazzo, they do go right outside Cordova. Can he get the first down? That was actually Larazzo on the carry. Will they mark him short? It looks like the initial call is enough for a first down, and that'll take us. I think the clock stops because he went out of bounds.
I believe so, but with that first down, Lazaro just squeaking his way for that first down. Honestly, thought he was maybe half a yard shy.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. It was hard to tell kind of where they ran him out of bounds, but Frederick, as I was talking about, Frederick's defense in particular has been on the field so much already in this first quarter.
They are tired.
Yes.
They are tired.
They need their break in between, so this is going to be a crucial drive to kind of stomp out.
Wilson, under center. He's going to throw. He's looking quick. He's under some pressure. It's Landon Olsen. And Frederick gets home. It's big ol' Eddie Riley who meets him at a loss of 2, and a late flag comes in.
So Olsen and Riley kind of tag teaming. Olsen screaming from that backside.
Oh, late flag, and it's going to be a personal foul on Bear Creek. As I thought they were going to call a late hit on Riley, but I don't think he was going down.
No, it looked pretty clean to me.
As the end of the first quarter, as when we come back, second quarter action here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network as the second quarter starting up. As it is a personal foul penalty, will accept that. Add it on. As there's something going on in the field right now. Discussing from the refs right now, trying to maybe talk about maybe a targeting or something more major that they have to discuss. The penalty tacked onto the back of the play, which was about a 2 or 3 yard loss. So tacking on an extra 15 gives Frederick a comfortable second down now. But now you got to know they're going to probably go to the air on this one, so you're going to have to play some defense. And,
agreed.
And talking with DiGesualdo, this whole week coming into tonight, this is an exciting game for DiGesualdo. He's leading the team in interceptions right now. He's got, I think, 5 on the season. And
6.
Is it 6? He's got 6.
At 6.
Oh, yeah, he had 6. He got one last week. Yeah, he wants another one tonight. He is hungry. They go to the air. Wilson, pressure from McCoy. McCoy got a hand on him but can't. And now Ross pursuing as he goes out of bounds. Good job by Hoagie to kind of pull himself back, not to get that late hit. And a little minimal 3 or 4 yard gain, 5 yards it's going to look like. So it sends it by third, and I said country mile for Frederick. This is a county mile for Bear Creek.
Give or take, the great state of Texas right now is between that third down and that first down pylon marker as 3rd and 23.
You gotta play defense here if you're Frederick, though. You don't want to get caught sleeping.
Yes.
We did see, against, I think it was Pooter, where Pooter had those 4th down conversions where they scored touchdowns. It was 4th and long, and they scored touchdowns on them. So they got to find a way. If you're Frederick, you cannot allow anybody to get downfield as Frederick has dropped that secondary back very far. As Frederick brings pressure again, it's Olsen, McCoy in pursuit. They throw it short as he's going to step out of bounds. That's number 3, Peyton Hutchcraft.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they were trying to do. I understand kind of with that crosser that they had. It was more of a 4 verticals look, honestly, as they were just trying to air it out to the best of their ability. Just went with a flat route, which smart to dump it off so that you prevent, a possible sack from happening. But at the same time, it felt like he did have guys downfield. He didn't have his eye on them in particular, which was intriguing.
Salmeron coming around the edge, almost got a block on that. Del Pitts tracking it. He's going to pick it up and go. Sonny Del Pitts with some speed. Sonny down the right side. Sonny still on his feet. Gets a good return and gets it back to where that original line of scrimmage would have been for that Bear Creek offense on the last drive. And what I noticed just now, Carly, before Kissinger comes back on the field, he was talking with AP, their offensive coordinator. AP had him. He was kind of just talking to him. Just get in his head a little bit. Tell him, hey, it's still early. You're only down 7. Frederick, your defense has got you 3 and outs right now. The only touchdown drive, they came right back on the field. So it's gonna be an interesting drive to see what Frederick can string together here.
Yeah, without a doubt, as looks like that was Josiah Ornelos on the attempted tackle of Sonny Del Pitts.
It was a good attempt. He just was faster. Sonny, he caught that ball and just started going, and that's a quick man. Kissinger is going to throw. He's looking for Betancourt on the screen as an interesting look. I don't think I've seen Frederick run that play before. It was an obvious-looking screen, and
starting to look like Bo Nix in the offense with some of those bubble screens.
Don't even get me started on the Broncos offense, but not a good play that time, as that was very Bronco-esque.
Yes,
screen.
It was. Trust me, I saw enough of those to have them ingrained in my retinas.
Hey, the Broncos won that game, though, so.
That is true.
As we'll see PK in the I formation, it's Sonny Del Pitts all alone in the backfield. They're going to go to him. Pitch. Sonny Del Pitts. Sonny finds a hole. There goes Del Pitts. Bouncing it outside. He got tackled quite awkwardly that time. That was J.D. Lorazzo once again making that tackle. He kind of grabbed him. It almost looked like a face mask in a way, but he got a good chunk of yardage on that second down run.
Yeah, it genuinely looked like he was just wrapped up.
As our senior banners are flying in the wind right now.
I was about to say, we might as well
magic carpet ride.
Gone with the Wind, part 2.
Here we go on 3rd and short. Frederick needs this much. They need this very, very much right now to get this first down. They cannot put their defense back on the field. They go right to Eric Ross. I think he's going to have it. He will. And Ross extends it for a first down. And that's a crucial guy in Ross as a fullback there.
100%. He is a crucial, and I mean, we've already seen that prior with that barreling sprint straight through that A-gap on that prior drive. And Ross once again finishing off with his handiwork, as this will bring up that first down and 10. Frederick, they are very slowly but surely chugging along as he's got DeGesualdo all by himself.
They're going to go back to the pitch with Del Pitts. Del Pitts finds a hole. Del Pitts! Oh, he got tripped up. Blake Baker with an excellent block on, again, J.D. Lorazzo. And he pushed him down to the ground with a beautiful block, and he got lucky tripping around and getting Del Pitts on the ground while he was on the ground. Could have been almost considered a tripping if he put his leg up there.
Yeah, Lazaro, big name we've already heard, as this is a 2nd and 5. So with the trip, what probably would have been way more for Sonny and the offense is now just going to be that 2nd and halfway to that new marker, as looks like the exact same play formation.
Yeah, they're going to go right back to it again. Del Pitts finds a hole. Sonny Del Pitts trying to follow his blockers, and this time, and guess who again? J.D. Lorazzo, man. He is all over the place, as he does an excellent job with another tackle. It seems like the hole is there for Frederick. They just can't get past the line of scrimmage more than the hole. That makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. And that, and also the struggle of, I feel like they're not trusting their blockers. What you should be doing is riding up against your blockers and kind of leading with them, which is something that we've talked about prior. But it just feels like they're not really doing that. They're not trusting. As this just looks similar.
Goes right back to Ross. Can Ross pile forward? And he does again. So run, run, run. This is the Frederick offense that we're looking at here in the second quarter. And Ross does it again.
Which is something that Frederick honestly has been way better at than their passing here tonight, as we saw with PK and that pick.
Yeah, like tonight, like you said. But we saw something against Loveland where they ran this. You were actually in the bathroom, so I was by myself up here. And they ran a play action and had Betancourt wide open in the secondary. So if Frederick wants to go in a play action formation, now would be the perfect time to do it. You just got to be able to trust PK in the way his ability to throw the ball right now. Motion man, DJ Schwaldo. And they definitely jumped off sides that time, as that's going to be an encroachment penalty. Give Frederick 5 and a first down.
That was the most obvious thing I've ever seen. I'm not going to lie.
As a rowdy crowd from the back row.
I can't tell if there are rowdy crowd or not, though. There's been some enemy chants.
I think they are, but I think they aren't. I can't tell right now.
Me neither.
It's a playoff game. I will say the Bear Creek turnout on the other sideline is pretty good. I'm guessing a lot of parents, but it's pretty good. As there's the pitch to Sonny going to the left. Del Pitts bouncing it outside. There goes Del Pitts with some space. And he's going to be wrapped up. Will they say he got the first down? And they say maybe?
He looks close. I don't think he got that first down.
Yeah, he got it. He got it. Maybe. One ref says he got it. The other one said he's short, and now they say he got it.
Okay.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Frederick. Crucial drive for Frederick, trying to put some points on the board. This will be an excellent response for Frederick. All right, guess what? I formation once again.
Same exact look that we've been seeing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they go right back to it. Sonny, this time the other side. Del Pitts bouncing it outside. Del Pitts cutting it back inside. He's going to get a couple on about a 5-yard gain.
So exact same look that we've been seeing. Obviously nothing different, but as you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As it just continues to work at kind of chipping away. We haven't seen any big tearaways yet for anybody offensively, but at the same time, right now, we don't necessarily need a big tearaway. We just need these little chips, right? Which is exactly what we're doing on this drive, as this will bring up a 2nd and 7 after that 3-yard rush from Del Pitts.
You said it perfectly there. Those little chips, those little tiny plays. Bear Creek stacks the box this time, but Del Pitts down through the hole. Sonny Del Pitts still on his feet, exploding to the 3, as I think he's going to be just short of a first down somehow, some way. I thought he might have almost got in the end zone there. He was exploding through that hole.
Yeah, no, he definitely was exploding through that hole, as Del Pitts probably a little disgruntled with the 3rd and inches, but this time you really have to capitalize if you're Frederick.
Timeout Bear Creek, so they're going to try to kind of sit there in the huddle and say, what are we doing? It's the same play over and over and over again, and Frederick is doing a great job of controlling it, and honestly, Sonny Del Pitts doing a good job changing direction so quickly, finding the opening hole. It's 3rd and 1 right now. Would you think it's a big Eric Ross time down the middle with the fullback?
I mean, clearly we've seen them kind of utilize him a lot more than what we're used to this game, which obviously Ross, if you're Ross, I wouldn't be mad about that. And if you're Frederick, you can't be mad. I mean, you got to love Eric Ross and just how he plays. And that's exactly kind of what I was thinking on a play like this. It's a 3rd and inches. You don't need to air it out. You don't need to do anything crazy. You don't need to be looking for the end zone yet. You just need that first down.
Just get that first down, yeah. You'll set up a 1st and goal from about the 2, as there is a little tyke on the field, we'll call him, dancing around.
Is that Coach Platt's kid?
I think it is. That is adorable.
That is so cute.
That is so cute. She's enjoying herself. I think that's a she. That looks like a girl. I don't want to. Ah!
It's okay, Ian. We know what you mean.
Having a good time down on the field tonight. So here they go. I would almost think you just let Kissinger take it himself here and have Ross just kind of help him. They go to Del Pitts. Del Pitts about to get inside. Del Pitts! Is he in?
He might have touched right before. He might be a yard shy, if not a hair.
I think he extended it through. I thought he was in. And the refs will signal at the, I wouldn't even say that's the 1. That is the
I think it might be touching.
That is the inch yard line, ladies and gentlemen.
First down.
Oh, come on, just give him that
Just
at
give
that
him the
point.
touchdown. Here we go. I would guess same play again. First and goal from the 1.
We see him in the
Kissinger,
backfield.
under center. He goes, gives it, touchdown, Frederick. Sonny Del Pitts with the touchdown.
Golden Eagles.
Del Pitts doing a little bit of Titanic action with Dom Ramirez.
They've been wanting to do that all season long. I've watched them, from the Meade game to now, just trying to Titanic their way at a celebration. But, we saw this last week, this trickery formation for Frederick.
I love this play. I don't know what it is because it's like 14 different plays put into one formation, and it's great.
I don't understand how this is not a legal formation from Frederick.
Oh, it's wonderful. It makes no sense whatsoever.
As they're looking for the 2-point conversion here.
I love this aggressiveness, too.
I love this playoff game. Del Pitts, that's DiGiswaldo and Cahoon. There's a late flag. Cahoon pummeling. I don't think he got in.
They might have an attempt.
I think it's going to be an illegal shift I want to say I think it's going to be an illegal shift from Frederick. I think Cahoon wasn't set when they snapped the ball. We'll see what the call is this time, because I don't think he got in. So this would be an easy decline if you're Bear Creek. What is the call now? False start on the offense.
On the offense.
Yeah. As the play was blown dead, so Frederick will get another opportunity.
Just a little bit farther away from the line.
I would kick this one. Oh, they declined the penalty. Interesting. As that might have been.
A false start on the field against Frederick. The penalty is declined.
Yeah, Coach Lloyd going to go have a conversation.
I didn't think you could decline a false start.
I didn't think so either. I thought that was automatically penalized, but whatever. As Coach Lloyd going to have a nice little chat with the refs.
I wonder if it was an illegal shift, because that is the same signal. That's my guess would be an illegal shift. As the score is 6-7 here in Frederick, round 1 of the CHSAA 2025 4A state playoff. So Frederick had the aggressiveness, didn't quite work out for him. So down 1 now, which I don't hate it. Now you just got to hope your defense comes out and does the same thing they've done the last couple drives.
This poor defense, I feel like they're doing an amazing job, but how long can they keep that going for? I feel like that is going to be a serious struggle possibly going into this second half of this game. Just how long can you keep this consistency going with these 3-and-outs?
That's the discussion, Carly, is how long can these guys go?
Yeah.
But that was a long drive, so hopefully they are well rested up. Cahoon is not even going to let him return it, but he catches it. He has to take off now. Went through the back of the end zone. Good blocking downfield. A good-looking return as Del Pitts wraps him up out of bounds and threw him as special teams coordinator. Not sure who that is, but he is frustrated about something.
I think he was mad because it looked like he did catch it in the end zone.
I think he did too.
And we have seen Del Pitts before backpedal into the end zone, and he has been blown dead as a touchback. So could be something to kind of be upset about, honestly, if you are the special teams coordinator.
A lot of interesting calls here from the refs tonight. I'm not going to say anything. They're doing their jobs just as much as we are up here, and players on the field doing their assignments.
Yes, there is no right or wrong. There's only ref. So
I like that. Now you just got to do what you got to do if you're Frederick. Here on 1st and 10 for this Bear Creek offense. Wilson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to throw. Frederick brings some pressure around the edge. It's Eddie Riley trying to get downhill. Salmeron meets him as well. Salmeron takes a little stiff arm. And he's going to be lucky if he even got back to the line of scrimmage. I think he got a loss that time, actually.
Looks like maybe.
I think he got back.
I think he squeaked back to the line of scrimmage, if not maybe a little bit behind. Perfect.
Yep.
Back to the initial line of scrimmage as
Eddie Riley.
Beautiful pressure from Riley. He came screaming from that left side. So, something to be cognizant about if you are Bear Creek is Frederick right now, they've had time. They've had time to kind of recollect and just kind of reconnect with one another, too.
Here's a snap. He's going to throw as a screen. And Cordova dropped it. As Frederick played it like it's a live ball. You never know until that whistle is blown. As Cordova dropped it. Unusual from Cordova that we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say, we saw Cordova first drive do the exact same thing, just not on, a screen pass.
It's cold. It's the weather.
It is cold. It is
It's
cold.
going to get to you. It's early November.
So yeah, you will feel it a little bit more, and it's kind of funny because you watch some of those NFL games and you think, oh well, they have all that fancy equipment, they have heated cleats and they have heated uniforms,
heated helmets,
and we don't have that. We do not have the budget for something like that.
We are for a high school program.
So they feel it a lot more.
As a timeout called by Bear Creek, their second of the half, so they've only got one more left.
Second timeout by Bear Creek.
Is there's still 5 minutes left in this first half.
As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and we have confirmation from the Rowdy Crowd people in the back. It's actually Meade's football team. Don't know why they're
Such
here.
a weird thing to go to.
I know. Your rival's football game, and they did catch us kind of lacking at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Wilson on the throw. Olsen coming screaming through. He's got to step up in the pocket. Frederick brings the screen as there's going to be a flag way back there, and I think it's going to be a holding. This play is going to come back, Carly, as Wilson is still going. He doesn't know that there is a flag way back there.
What a shame for him. You ran all that way for just to get called back.
There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, this will bring Wilson way back.
Hey, I'll take it for the dedication, though. Good job just still moving like there's no flag. Because, it could be on Frederick, too. I could have been completely wrong there, but.
Was it obvious? Yes.
So, once again, we see.
Bringing back the OG, the Warriors. You're a few years too late.
Too late, Meade's Rowdy Crowd. Now they're chanting, "Let's go, referee."
That's more acceptable, I suppose, if you're rooting for Frederick in this case.
I guess so. Someone's got to get Ty Gordon over here, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Can we kick him out? Is that possible?
They are
no
being very
hate
obnoxious.
to Meade. We love Meade.
Third in the great state of Texas to go for Wilson in this offense.
In the shotgun, he's going to throw. As he takes it, fakes the pitch, actually. He's going to keep it himself, but he's going absolutely nowhere. Got a yard maybe, as that was big. Dom Ramirez right there, ready to read it. Now it's a fourth in, like you said, the great state of Texas.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in that scenario, he really didn't have any other avenues in the case of, why not take it yourself? We saw him on the play before. It worked for him to just take it himself, and I think he thought he could replicate it.
Might as well keep going.
Yeah, why not?
Pretty well. Del Pitts again. He's going to catch it and go. Del Pitts makes a move. Del Pitts trying to cut it up the field, and he's tackled about a yard or two shy of the halfway mark, as he got a hit pretty late there, Carly. I was expecting maybe a flag to get thrown there, but nothing there. And once again, the refs control the game, not us.
No right or wrong, just ref.
Exactly. That's got to get on a T-shirt somewhere.
Yes, guys, I'm copywriting it. Carly Evans.
2025.
As Frederick once again starting off pretty close to midfield, and this is beautiful.
Similar field position as the last drive. So it's been really a possession and field position game so far tonight. Here is the run from Del Pitts. Del Pitts, a huge gaping hole, and he gets 9. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Oh, so close to that first down marker. As you said, Sonny able to kind of shoot that gap, found that beautiful, just nothing but green grass in front of him. And not to mention Frederick's O-line, beautiful job of blocking and kind of allowing that separation, that parting to happen. As half the battle sometimes is just trying to find that separation at the line, which is something that I feel like Frederick has kind of struggled with a little bit.
As here we go on 2nd and 2. 3:30 to go in the half. Kissinger's all alone. Empty set. They go to Salazar. There's Cody Salazar. He got enough for a first down, the forward motion. As Cody, I will say, Cody, I don't feel like has come back to full potential after that ankle injury. But he's still good to get you 2-3 yards every once in a while. We love Cody Salazar. I love talking to him in Trig. You know, we just kind of hang out, talk. It's me, him, and Reno. We sit in the little back corner.
Yeah, you've got your own little.
We got a little corner.
The football corner.
We'll call it the football corner for now until a couple weeks from now, until football season is over. Then it's just the corner.
Just the corner.
They go right back to it. This time play action. He's got DeJuan wide open down the sideline, and it went through the hands of DeJuan, and he is frustrated as that would have been a touchdown for Frederick.
There's a perfect word to describe what he's feeling, and I can't say it because I understand his frustration in that moment. I mean, wide open. I mean, beat the defender from the get-go. He had nothing but green grass. It just went straight through his hands. And DJ, you have every right to be mad at yourself, but you can't really blame anybody else in that case. That was entirely
That was a good ball, too. That was
Yes.
a great ball, right on the money, just right through the hands of DeJuan. They go to the run. It's Sal, double pitch. It's Sunnydale Pitts, and he got wrapped up again awkwardly in the backfield. There's no falling for it that time from Bear Creek. I mean, you ran it with Sunny so many times, you got to expect that ball's going to go to him. So Frederick backs up, a loss of 3, so a 3rd and a long.
Here's what I don't want to see happen is I don't want to see DJ shut down from something like that.
Absolutely
That's exactly what Frederick doesn't need. That's the opposite of what they need right now. Right now, all they need is momentum. As we said, chip away, just keep going. Some of these more methodical drives have actually paid off a lot better than some of those quick, snappier drives for Frederick.
With DeJuan, he's not one to usually get phased. So I think he'll be fine. He'll get back in it. We saw a couple games where he missed some opportunities to make some catches, but then he came right back in and he just did what he had to do. Kissinger, they're going to go to the air with this time looking all day to throw it. They throw it short and it goes right through DeJuan's hands again.
Not really his fault that time, I would have to say. That was a weird ball.
So Frederick can't take advantage of the penalty drive. So now Frederick will have to punt right at the end of the half. Gives Bear Creek the ball with a little under 2 minutes to go and 1 timeout remaining for Bear Creek. So if you're Bear Creek, now you're thinking field goal maybe towards the end of the half. Just try to go up because they do not get the second half ball, the kickoff. So Frederick will retain the ball at half. So I think offensively they just gotta stay focused. Cahoon's kick. This one pretty good. Well sent ball as it takes a Bear Creek bounce though, and good stop by Kyle Rardin at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was taking a very unfriendly Frederick bounce. The infamous bounce, we'll call it that. As it finally looks like they are all leaving at the exact same consecutive time.
Well, maybe they might come back. They probably will. As Fox's Fox called him down.
Well, this is getting juicy.
I think he told him if you're going to not cheer for Frederick, you need to go to the other side. And I think,
a very fair request.
I mean, it is very fair. It's very true. If you're not going to cheer for the team that's the home team, get out of here. I don't think Fox would kick him out. Fox is too nice of a guy to just kick somebody out like that.
That is true.
Here we go. Shotgun. They throw it. Screen pass. It's Frederick kind of collapsing down low, and they get there. And good little wrap-up. Got 6 on it, maybe 7. So it sets up a 2nd and 3. And Jonah Brink on the reception for Bear Creek. So the clock winds. If you're Frederick's defense right now, you just got to stop them. I think you got to go into half. Same score. You don't really want to give them an opportunity. You don't want to give up a big play late, especially because they're going to be in the hurry-up. They're going to be going quickly here. You don't want to give up something big here. They go to the run. And a good hit from McCoy. Finds Cordova, and Cordova goes quickly, finds the line judge, gets set. And he got the first down yardage, so that was definitely what they wanted there to get the first down yardage.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want, is just to kind of see probably how quickly they can kind of piece this drive together, even if it just results in possibly a field goal, which is probably what they're going for right now, unless
they try to take a shot here. I
yes.
mean, I wouldn't be shocked at that either. Here we go. First and 10, 40 seconds on the game clock now. Scooting up on the line. They're going to throw it under pressure, stepping up. He's going to throw it. He's got a man, and he overthrew him again as Kyle Rarden and Del Pitts on the coverage.
That was terrifying. I'm not going to lie. I got a little panicked. Yeah, NGL, I was terrified.
As that's Donovan Walker. That's that big 6'5", big, tall receiver. We talked about it in the pregame. If you have an opportunity to throw it up to him, he's going to be there. Gosh, to just have that height.
I was going to say, that is an advantage in itself for certain, and one that they probably should have been able to use on a pass like that, a deep ball like that.
It's been a similar Frederick and Bear Creek. They both missed deep opportunities on both sides, and we can see both sides kind of frustrated after it. Frederick looks like they're going to bring the blitz. They drop. They bring the three-man pressure. He's got 2 screens on him. Eddie Riley trying to wrap him up on the sideline, and Ross ultimately gets him out of bounds, 23 seconds, I apologize, and the ball is going to be marked at the 44 as there is a injured Bear Creek offensive man down in the backfield. It's not the sight you want to see there.
No, definitely not.
As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carvin Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, as that is number 55 for Bear Creek, Jonah Hernandez. That's one of the captains on this team, and that is not a sight to see, especially in playoffs, too.
No, I was about to say, that's kind of speaking a little bit, which I know in this case the morale thing is a little bit different, but this can affect something like that, specifically, with your team captains or whatever the case may be, but someone significant like that. Obviously, anyone, you don't want to see them hurt, but someone that you typically, you look up to is kind of your, fortification of the team itself, so.
A leader.
Yes.
A leader on this team. So 23 seconds to go, Carly. 3rd and 2 for this Bear Creek offense. You just lost one of your guards. If you're the Bear Creek offense, what are you going to do here is the question for Wilson in this offense. I'm sure they're just probably going to run it here, try to get the first down yardage, and maybe take that timeout. We'll see what they decide to do. Wilson under center, I formation again. They go right back to the run as there's Cordova, finds a hole. Cordova bouncing off some tackles. It was Hoagie who made the late hit there to keep him from going any further. Clock is winding, and they will take their timeout. Or no, running clock. They go hurry up, as now they call that timeout.
I was about to.
The clock should, the clock should stop there.
I was like, it probably should have stopped a little bit ago.
I would say maybe
probably add a few more seconds.
I would say about 12 seconds they should add back on there, unless they were trying to call it initially and one of the refs missed up the signal. But we will see what the time clock will remain to, as they are not really in field goal range just yet. They're just creeping. As they got to put the clock, more time on the clock. How much more? They will give them 14 seconds. So 14 seconds.
14, that's a lot of time.
And still one time. Actually, no, they just used their timeout. What am I talking about?
But they can still,
They can still make a play here.
Yes.
Wilson is going to throw it. He's under some pressure. Marlo McCoy shaking out of a tackle, and he is loose. And he's going to run into Hoagie, who's going to say,
Quarterback.
9 seconds now.
A nice little waste of 4 seconds. I will say, he is really good at running outside the pocket. Good job alerting his tackles, which those situations are so hard if you're a right tackle or a left tackle trying to know if he's going to roll, because then you're going to get called for a holding if you're not careful. But a good job just.
Yeah, I was going to say, he kind of sees the play before it happens, which is exactly what you want in someone who is, a leader of your team.
So a big 2nd down and 6 here for Frederick. I would love to see like an interception here just to close out the half. You don't want him to take a shot on you late here. 9 seconds to go. Frederick secondary playing pretty far back. They send a three-man rush. It's Olsen getting through. Olsen, he's there. Landon Olsen calls halftime as Frederick. Beautiful job by Olsen.
Couldn't have asked for more of a storybook ending to that first half, as we are essentially, as much as I would like to say, completely knotted up. It is 6-7. For everybody listening, it is 6-7 right now. Yes, you may do the hand motions. Yes, you may indulge in the fun times of the 6 and the 7.
As a good start for both teams. Both teams has a low-scoring affair here in Frederick. But when we come back, in a moment, we will send it down to Lechuga on the sideline. Lechuga, Dante. Thank you, Dante. As when we come back, when we come back, it'll be second half action here.
6-7
on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and Remax Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I cover the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carbon Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
everybody. I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and RE/MAX Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and Remax Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
Welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Start of the second half here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network and NFHS Network. As a big second half coming up for Frederick. Down by 1 point. Bear Creek, they're just playing the football that they want to play tonight. Offensively, they haven't been able to move the ball very well. Similar story with Frederick. So it's been a very heavy defensive battle. Both sides really doing a good job of just playing their game, doing what they do defensively. It's just offensively, both sides need to find a way to just get this ball in the end zone. I'm expecting pretty similar second half coming up, and it's just going to be a great start. Minute and a half to go before the start of the second half. Preston Kissinger and his Frederick offense will receive the second half kickoff. So that's going to be the biggest piece for Frederick. Can they go down the field? You're down by 1 point. You had an opportunity to score there late in the half. You couldn't. Frederick's defense got that late sack that really helped out, not allowing Bear Creek to extend that lead at all. So it just becomes a game of field position and opportunities. Will Frederick get much more opportunities? Because at the point where Bear Creek is, it's just going to be a winding clock until the end of the game. Bear Creek, if they're going to do anything, they're just going to try to preserve this 1 point lead to the end. 49 seconds remaining in halftime now, as it's going to be an exciting second half for this Frederick Golden Eagle offense. The Bear Creek offense as well. They have an opportunity to do something good here. Get the upset on the road. Go in next week. Go in and play Montrose next week. And do whatever they can do there. Montrose hopefully watching this matchup right now at home on their couches, listening in to try to see who will get the opportunity to win the game and who they will get an opportunity to play next week. And right now, Frederick looking down by 1. As start of the second half, Frederick will return the kickoff as it is an exciting time here. 15th ranked Frederick takes on 18th ranked Bear Creek. As tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by LGI Homes. They don't just build homes, they don't build houses, they build homes. Why rent when you can buy? Visit their Hidden Creek community off Ridgeway Boulevard in Frederick for affordable move-in ready homes from the $400 with kitchen appliance included. No extra cost. LGI Home is proud to support the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network and our local schools. LGI Homes making the dream of home ownership possible. Here we go. Second half now in Frederick. Del Pitts will return it as we are here. Crunch time now in the third quarter, Carly, as Frederick is ready to go.
Yes, it is indeed crunch time. No better way to put it, that's for sure.
Here we go, and the good shallow kickoff again is to Jathniel Gonzalez, and Gonzalez fumbles it and has to jump on top of it. So a muffed kickoff from Frederick to start the second half. So not going to get as much field position as they would like to start it off. As the weather has not really slowed down at all. I think it got a little colder.
I think it did too. I know. I'm double layering, maybe triple layering. It's a little chilly.
It is very, very chilly. It is really warm in that press box down there, though. So
my jacket is also very warm. It may make me look like a marshmallow, but you know what?
Hey, it's warm. I'm wearing my heated gloves. If y'all watched last week's game against Greeley West, you got to see the appearance of the heated gloves. They are very comfortable. Carly, I could not tell you how many football players were like, oh, those are sick. They wanted to wear them, and I'm like, I need those. Here we go. Here's a run from Sunnydale Pitts to start us off in the second half. Good little run, bouncing it out. Gets maybe 4 on the run, as they will give him 4. So a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Yeah, so already starting off, we'll take it. You know what, I wouldn't be mad about a little gain of 5.
Shallow gain.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about, though, during, that first half is just kind of the importance of chipping away rather than going for those big gains.
Yeah. Here we go, save formation. Kissinger, motion man Ross just took a step. They go back to Del Pitts. Del Pitts trying to bounce it outside. He cuts back inside. There goes Del Pitts. Exploding forward. Gets to the 33 and a first down. A good 7-8 yard run from Del Pitts. As the wind is piling behind us up here in the press box.
Yes, it's a little windy right now, I'm not going to lie.
I will say it's a lot nicer with no wind down in the Rowdy crowd. It's pretty mellow down there. Being on top of the press box, though, it is a windstorm, we'll call it.
We got a Hurricane Katrina part 2 with this wind.
Here we go in the under center, Kissinger. Same formation. Go right back to him. Del Pitts. Suddenly Del Pitts finds a hole. There goes Del Pitts. Exploding to the 3rd level, and he's going to get the first down.
Del Pitts, that's the exact aggressiveness that we want to see, specifically just splitting that gap with zero hesitation too, might I say. Had the blocks in front, but it was just a matter of kind of peeling away from that trying to peel away from that secondary.
I mean,
he got past the first line, and then it was like, well, secondary's obviously there.
It's the saying that I've said over and over again. It's just, if it's broke, don't fix it. And right now it's not broken. Frederick is doing a good job exposing that Bear Creek's D-line. They go to Ross this time. Ross pummeling through. Ross still on his feet. And I don't think he was down, and now he will be officially marked out. I think he got a gain of 5. So if you're getting these 5-yard runs, Carly, consistently, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No, I was about to say that's pretty ideal, honestly, if you're Frederick. And, coming out of the gate, obviously you want to score coming out of the gate. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you eat as much clock as you possibly can so that you can kind of make a statement, I guess. Kind of, you don't have to do anything too fancy. It's just a matter of fundamentally drive down, score.
They go back to Del Pitts. There's Del Pitts. This time bounces off a tackle. Flag thrown in late there, as this could be a holding on Frederick. We'll see what the call is. That flag came in quite literally after Del Pitts broke the tackle. What is the call? It's going to be a face mask on Bear Creek. So I figured, with the fact Del Pitts broke that tackle and the flag came right in right after, tack on an extra 15 for Frederick, and they are moving now.
Yes, they are indeed moving now. And You know, we talked about those little gains of 5, but how about a nice gain of what, 15?
15. We'll take
that's
it.
not bad.
Add tack on with the gain of about 7 that he had, so a 22-yard play. Not gonna hate that.
That is not shabby whatsoever.
Now a 1st and 10 at the Bear Creek 32. It's Kissinger under center. Preston, pitch, Del Pitts, huge hole down the middle of the field, piling forward. And once again, another drive to run that gets, looks like 6 this time.
I mean, truly, this has honestly been Del Pitts' drive. In all honesty, he has just been, as we like to say, and as we've said so many times tonight, been chipping away at this defense in particular, specifically, looking at that line, he's kind of just been tearing away at any momentum that they thought they could possibly kind of grapple as an advantage over Frederick. He's kind of silenced them this drive so far.
Yeah, this is Frederick's bread and butter play right here, we like to call it. Del Pitts piling another 1st down for Frederick. So this drive alone already had successful 4 or 5 1st downs, which they struggled to get early in the start of the 1st half. So to see them come out in the 2nd half with this level of intensity, I wouldn't say you're necessarily in field goal range yet. I would trust Cahoon here, but you want a touchdown here, obviously. Try to go up, and then I could almost guarantee you they'd go for that 2-point conversion again.
Yeah, you got to make up for any, lost ground or lost footing with that last 2-point attempt.
They go back to Del Pitts. Del Pitts finds a hole. Sonny Del Pitts jump cutting down to the 11-yard line. He's going to be right on the line for the 1st down marker. What will they give it?
Once again, Del Pitts' versatility just being demonstrated here tonight, no matter what that looks like.
And another 1st down.
Another 1st down. This will probably make it the 6th or 7th 1st down of this drive. And Frederick, they are chugging now.
This would be, honestly, right here, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Pretty much a 1st and goal here. They go back to Del Pitts. Sonny Del Pitts finds a hole. Del Pitts into the secondary. Touchdown, Frederick!
Jumping over defenders, making a statement known. Sonny Del Pitts pretty much does it himself all that way. As now a very wonky score of 12-7.
You don't get to see this score very often. This is kind of my retro bowl score.
Yes, this is a weird score.
I don't kick PATs. I only go for 2-point conversions. So if I don't get them, this is a very similar score. They keep the offense on. They don't go to this wonky formation. Why not go to Del Pitts again? It's the Pooter play all over again. The 2-point conversion attempt here. Kissinger under center. They go, back to Del Pitts. Del Pitts, he's in. Frederick explodes to a 7-point lead right out of the half. Great start from Frederick and Sonny Del Pitts.
Can't be mad at just the production that entire drive. There was never a moment either where the momentum started to falter. It was just consistency, and consistency is key, especially right now whenever this team is pretty much scrounging for any opportunities they possibly can get.
Now it's going to be a defensive battle for Frederick. We talked about it kind of late towards the end of that half, is how is Frederick going to come out in the 2nd half? Will Bear Creek kind of find their momentum offensively, or will Frederick's defense just be as dominant as it was in the 1st half? This game right now has just been, before that touchdown, it was a very heavily defensive game, but Frederick's offense finally go back to the bread and butter, do what they do best, run that ball in and score. As here we go on the return. Cahoon will kick this one, and we'll see what they decide to call here if they try to do that weird little grab in the back of the end zone. As a squib kick from Frederick. And they jump on the ball as it got loose. Maybe an opportunity for Frederick to get that ball. No, they're going to say Bear Creek got it.
What a shame.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
No, that there was a lot of potential right there. He kind of looked like he muffed it, bobbled it around a little bit, so.
Ball started bouncing around anybody's ball. It's a every time I see that play, it reminds me of the Broncos about 2 years ago when Sean Payton just got hired and they did an onside kick with his first play of his career as a Bronco head coach.
What a gutsy
and
call.
I love it. I love that. I love the mentality that Frederick's going in with right now. Bear Creek's going to try to answer back here. try to go down the field, try to score, but now they have to score a touchdown and get the extra point just to tie it up. So I like in the situation where Frederick's at right now. Here's the snap, Wilson, and that's going to be a false start if they blew that play dead. I want to say false start, and it looks like it will be. I just didn't want to get ahead of myself there, Carly.
Got a little over-enthusiastic, but not wrong.
Because usually 9 times out of 10, if it's an offsides, they let them play it out. You know, free play. I don't know how much they do that in this high school football era, but, you know, that's an NFL kind of rule where if it's an offsides or a neutral zone infraction, they just let them play it out. So here we go. It's 1st and 15 now. This is kind of where Bear Creek has been in these first, second, and third down and long kind of situations where they just haven't been able to, you know, they have to be in a certain situation where they have to get a bunch of yards to get back to the line of scrimmage, really. Wilson takes a snap. Frederick brings a 3-man rush. That's been their bread and butter tonight as well. Throws it over the middle, and that's going to be, pass interference on Ross.
He's obviously a little disgruntled about a call like that, especially with a big man. You know, he tends to get physical. That's kind of his attribute that he carries with him.
I was going to say, Ross is pretty disciplined for being, you know, the size that he is. Nothing against Eric Ross, but, you know, he's very disciplined in the way he plays football. You know, a guy like his caliber could just run through a kid pretty easily, but he's pretty composed. So a 15-yard penalty for pass interference. So Frederick, instead of a 2nd down at 15, it's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line for Bear Creek. I was just about to talk about how Bear Creek has been kind of shooting themselves in the foot with these penalty flags, but then Frederick gets one of their own there. So now it's been a game of just play smart football.
Yes, there's been a lot of struggle too with that. Just, you know, thinking, just trying to compose yourself, I guess. That's been a struggle.
Here's the snap. Frederick brings the pressure. McCoy hits him, and what a shot he took, but a completed pass down the sideline and gets many more. Gets to the 41 as, oh my goodness, Wilson took a shot from McCoy.
Yeah, he did. At first, I got a little nervous because I thought that
Roughish.
I thought that he was going to get it. I thought that Wilson was going to get it off in time, and then, you know, it would end up kind of shooting us in the foot, specifically McCoy, but beautiful execution from McCoy to kind of recognize. You could tell he kind of backed off the pressure a little bit once he recognized.
I think Wilson as well kind of sold that play a little bit. He flew about 10 yards backwards.
He did, yes. I was going to say that was the LeBron James of flopping right there.
I would say Mahomes.
Okay, we don't need to poke fun at Mahomes.
In and under center, they go to the ground. Nope, play action, quick pressure, and again it's JD wide open. He tries to hurdle, and Del Pitt says, "Nuh-uh, don't do that." And you can't hurdle.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't hurdle. You can't hurdle in high school, so I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know why he was thinking that.
Yeah, I was just about to bust out the fundamentals and be like, actually, you can't do that. So.
Actually, you can't do that. Lazaro again. I think he's really been the key piece for this Bear Creek offense. He's just been getting the ball in these situations where they need him to make plays, and right now he is doing that. He's doing exactly what this team needs him to do.
Yeah, he's a unit in himself.
Here we go. It's going to be a throw. Wilson. Frederick brings pressure this time. He's under some pressure, and Wilson will go down as that was a very, very Bronco-esque sack. I won't lie that time.
I was going to say more and more, I think Frederick is starting to look like them, especially this game in particular. It reminds me of their last game.
Yep, defensively.
Like, it just really is. And it's impressive, too, to watch them, honestly. Like, they are a well-oiled machine whenever you get them all working together.
You know, I wanted to say, I don't think I have seen a Frederick defensive line play this good in a fat minute.
Yeah, this is probably the best I've ever seen them at the line in particular.
They brought pressure that time, and their pressure hit. You want to make Wilson in trouble, get him in pressure situations. Wilson, again, Olsen! He's going to get him down again! Landon Olsen, I think that's his 3rd sack on the night.
My goodness, Olsen is on fire. And right now in particular, the Bear Creek O-line, they are just floundering right now. This is probably the worst I've ever seen an offensive line struggle back to back to back. I mean, they are exhausted, and you can tell they're not moving how they need to.
They still are. I think they are still missing that. Oh, no, he's back in the game.
He's back.
Wait, is he? That's 65. I think they are still missing Hernandez. I think that was his name.
I believe so, number 55, yes.
Hernandez. They're still missing him there on the line, it looks like. So a big 3rd down and long. Frederick could get a huge drive stopper here. They bring some pressure again. It's Ramirez trying to get back there. I'm sorry, that was Ross. Throw late. He's going to be out of bounds. That should be an incomplete pass. And what is the call? They gonna say, yes, incomplete. So Frederick again forcing Bear Creek to have to give this ball back to Frederick. I would suspect you're gonna punt it here, right? It's a 4th and a mile.
4th and 18.
That is not a situation you want to be in.
No, definitely not.
And that is what Frederick has done so well tonight, is putting them behind the sticks and just making them have to play a game of football that they don't want to play. They want to play ahead of the sticks, obviously, but it's just hard to watch for Bear Creek's offense. Del Pitts, he's going to return this one. I would have let that go. Del Pitts bouncing it outside, cut it, and he's going to get wrapped up and tackled down at the 13. We've seen Frederick go end-to-end before. So will they go back to, that simple toss, run, as there is a injured man all the way back, as it looks like maybe just a cramp, all the way back from the original kicking spot.
Thank goodness, honestly. That, never good to see a player down.
Gotta hydrate. It's one of those nights. It's gonna be cold. You gotta hydrate. And he is cramping it up.
Timeout on the field.
As Frederick started to hustle out there, and then they decided they got to take a step back. I like Sonny Del Pitts' leadership just now there. He was telling his team, hey, come here. Let's talk this over for a second. We got this little break, and that's what a leader needs to be. And Sonny Del Pitts is one of those guys who is one of the biggest leaders on this team. He's one of the most known names in Frederick.
And it's incredible to kind of see his leadership extend just beyond football. I mean, he feels like, even though he's not, he feels like a rowdy crowd leader. Like seeing him at some of the other sports, watching him, he knows how to get people riled up, and he knows how to bring people together.
Yeah, exactly. And, I think he will be one of the rowdy crowd to help out with basketball season, to help get that rowdy crowd amped up. Well, guess who? Del Pitts again. Sonny Del Pitts finding a hole. And a pancake by Norwood halfway down the field that time. As it has definitely gotten windier, and they could feel it on the field now. I'm watching the flag kind of wave around out there. So it's definitely gotten a little windier here.
Just a tad. My goodness.
It's getting a little chilly. 2nd and 5 minutes to go in the half for Frederick. And Bear Creek, the battle of playoffs. Winner will play Montrose in the 2nd round. They go back to Ross this time. They go short with Ross. Ross finds a hole, and a low tackle.
Eric Ross just kind of bumbling his way forward. That's the best way to kind of describe him. Because, as we said, he's disciplined, but my goodness, to watch him barrel through people is quite the impressive feat.
I like the bumble term there. He's kind of like a little bee. He's bouncing around off defenders. He's bouncing from pollen to flower, getting those pollens, picking up those yards.
I see the analogy you're cooking up there.
It's not very well explained, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the Frederick 27. They go back to Del Pitts. Sonny Del Pitts bouncing the hole. This time he gets wrapped up, and finally, it seems like Bear Creek get him behind the sticks this time. Only a gain of about maybe one.
As there is 4 minutes, a little less than 4 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. So time going to play a factor too as we near the 4th quarter.
That was
Which is kind of the last stretch.
Yeah, Jaden Burgos on the tackle that time. Yeah, last stretch like you said here. So I see our very own Dante Lechuga talking with Reno, DJ Swaldo down there on the sideline. Here they go with Del Pitts again. Del Pitts finds a hole. There goes Sonny Del Pitts into the 3rd level. Del Pitts still on his feet. Del Pitts got one man to beat. He's still churning. Keep those legs moving. Sonny Del Pitts down to the 48 and a huge first down for Frederick.
Del Pitts, it's one of those where he's so impressive to watch because his feet keep churning.
As a late flag thrown there. I wonder if this is going to be maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct or
that's probably
taunting.
My best guess, yeah.
I hope this is not on Frederick because that will negate that gain. I want to say it's against Bear Creek as personal foul. Yep, that's going to be against Bear Creek. So tack on another 15.
It looked like maybe unnecessary roughness.
Yeah. There's no reason to play like that right now. Yeah, I mean, for Frederick, I'm taking that all day, every day. Instead of playing from your own 49 is, oh my goodness, the chairs are falling.
The chairs are coming after us up on the roof as Sonny Del Pitts and PK's offense advance.
Coming down the field right now. As I just felt the chair just hit me in the back there. That's interesting. All right.
Original experience.
Well, here we go. They go to Ross this time. Ross following his O-line. Ross climbing through his, once again, a couple late hits there at the end. So I'm just going to sit in this chair so that it stops moving.
Yeah, we don't need any inanimate objects flying onto the field. That's for sure.
You've got your little notebook on your chair, so
I
it's
do.
not
I was
going
about to say
anywhere.
it's balanced.
Yeah, my chair is flying around as there is an injured man on the field. It's going to be another Bear Creek guy. It just seems like a lot of injuries for Bear Creek tonight.
Yeah, it's been kind of frustrating to kind of watch not only these penalties but also just these injuries. It's been very consistently. They've had issues on both sides of the ball for both teams. I wouldn't say either one has more injuries / penalties than the other. I think they're pretty evenly matched at the moment. Bear Creek, though, they've had some very, very, very penalizing calls. And that is something I've noticed. Frederick, they tend to have, an offsides, a false start, something that can be kind of overlooked a little bit more easily, but something like, a personal foul, you feel that a little bit more. And that's something that your players need to work on as a community, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those games where it's not a very disciplined game. It's a lot of penalties, a lot of everything. Carly, I'm just now realizing Nico Mashikori is not playing. He's actually on the sideline just in his jersey. I did not realize that till just about now.
That is very interesting. I really thought they'd maybe throw him in for a play or two for this game.
Yeah, it's that injury. It's his ankle. He's been struggling on that the last couple days. Here's Ross pummeling. He gets low, but the DB just got lower. But he still threw him about a yard or two. And that was Alexander Greer. We've heard that name once already tonight with the interception. He's been around on the field pretty well tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's been one of those where, like, even though maybe his name hasn't been credited to, the most amount of tackles or the most amount of sacks, even with that interception, even though maybe his name hasn't been the most prominent, I have seen him fly around the field, and it's very impressive.
They go Del Pitts on 3rd and 2. Del Pitts finds a hole. Sonny Del Pitts exploding through, and a huge first down for Frederick. Oh, my goodness, Del Pitts.
As he gets WWE'd by Cordova, which that was the only thing between.
Stopping him.
Yes, that was the only thing that prevented that from possibly being a full breakaway into the end zone for Del Pitts.
At some point, Del Pitts is going to get frustrated that he's not scoring that.
Yes.
He's gonna want to break that into the end zone. We've seen that two or three times now where he's had those breakout runs. He's just about a yard or two shy from the end zone. They go back to him. Del Pitts. Sonny Del Pitts looking for touchdown number 3. Bounces it outside. Del Pitts walks it in. And a huge late hit at the end. But a touchdown.
There is no call, too, for that. That's very interesting. But Del Pitts, my goodness,
He's
nothing.
Fired up.
Nothing is stopping the firepower that Del Pitts has right now for this offense.
Hold on. They might mark him. Nope. Okay. The ref was standing there on the sideline. I thought they called him out of bounds. Give him 1, give him 2, now give him 3. Sonny Del Pitts, another triple touchdown game. He had 3 against Greeley West. He's had quite a few games with 3 or more.
I'm telling you, 3 touchdowns for 21 points in a second. 21 plus 3, 24. Sonny Del Pitts.
Yep.
He has been the name of the game tonight.
Windy PAT attempt, but unfazed is Garrett Cahoon. Knocks that one through. I still don't think he's missed. I don't want to jinx it.
I believe he might have missed maybe a field goal, but I do believe he's perfect for PATs.
I don't think he's missed a PAT yet this year. Don't want to jinx him just yet.
That is true.
There's still time left in this season where they could get an opportunity. Yeah, he is 32 of 32. Make that. Add another one on tonight.
32 for 32.
Wow.
That is an impressive feat right there.
That's insane. The only, that's just incredible.
I mean, like, you think of some of the greats, too. Like, you think of, NFL kickers, where you think of Justin Tucker, or you think of Harrison Butker or something. And it's one of those where, like, you're kind of in awe at the fact that, like, he hasn't missed a single PAT, because even some of the greats have missed quite a few in their career. Like,
yeah, you spoke of Butker. He's missed a good amount this year.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he struggled this season, and so props to him.
Cahoon's kickoff, this one booming. And they muffed it. It's in the end zone. Frederick's got a hustle, and I forget it's a touchback.
It's okay. The hype was there. Ian was ready. He was ready to call. He was ready to call a possible fumble recovery in the end zone for the touchdown.
I hate that so much, because realistically, let's be so for real. He drops it, but that should be an opportunity for a touchdown or a safety.
Agreed. As that is technically a live ball, it should be a fumble.
It should be. I would say if they catch it and drop it, let's say in the end zone, then sure, that could be a touchback. But if he's out of the end zone like he was just there, they shouldn't get bailed out by that, Carly. That's my opinion on it.
I agree. It's almost like the new kickoff rule.
Here's the throw, and that one is incomplete. Guess who? Eddie Riley on the coverage, and they throw a late flag. Oh, come on. That was pretty good defense by Riley.
See, I know we say there's no right or wrong, it's only refs, but this is the only time where I will say if they do call that pass interference,
I don't like
I do not like that call. I mean, he was, and it will be.
I thought that was pretty good defense there from Riley.
I agree. It looked very clean. He turned around, looked with the defender. He swatted it away whenever it was in his direction. He didn't, jump on him beforehand. I saw, a very clean play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one, but we can't do nothing. We're just up here chilling in the booth. Not even on the roof. Here we go, Wilson. They go to the ground. It's J.D. Rosario, and he goes pretty much nowhere. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Sorry, Larazzo. Don't know where I got the other last name from, but call so many games they start to mix together.
That is true.
You would know, as this is your 31st.
Is it 31st?
I think it is your 31st football game.
Wow.
That's just incredible. So everybody watching at home, shout out Carly Evans for her impeccable career.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I know.
Calling football here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Wilson in the shotgun. He's going to throw. He's looking. And his knee just swallowed. Oh, no. Colt Hoagie. He's going to house it. Pick 6. Colt Hoagie. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Hoagie.
That route was beautiful from Hoagie. Read it beautifully. My goodness, jumped right in front. It was nothing but green grass for him, and Hoagie was hauling to the end zone for that pick 6. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite that playbook as that play right there. Colt Hoagie.
Beautiful read by Hoagie. He basically looks like the receiver there. Beautiful play by jumping that route. Took it all the way back for 6. We haven't really said Hoagie's name that much this year, except for his blitzing ability. But finally, he's getting those interceptions. I believe that might be his first and only interception on the year. I think he maybe has one more. But
how impressive as Cahoon pokes it through again. 33 for 33. 34 for 34? Yep. Never mind, everybody. Yep. I have short-term memory loss.
What a pick 6 from Colt Hoagie. And would you consider that possibly game here?
I don't want to say anything.
Plenty of time.
There's still, a whole quarter left. But at the same time, at the rate that, and like I said, we're not going to jinx anything. We're not going to predict anything necessarily.
Just go play football.
I was going to say, you play football, you play your heart out, which is what we've seen Frederick's defense especially do. As with Colt Hoagie's pick 6, my goodness. I don't want to say it'll put the game away, but I do want to say this makes it very, very, very difficult if
they're starting to close that door on.
Yes, I was going to say if Bear Creek wants to possibly have a shot at advancing, they are going to have to minutely study each second that they have the football, because each second is going to be crucial for them.
They go back to the squib kick. This one drops all the way to the 17-yard line as an outside lane. Is wrapped up out of bounds. That's 22, Jamison Zhang.
Zhang, we haven't heard his name a lot tonight, but we did hear his name quite a few times during the Greeley West game. Yeah.
He played some good coverage defensively. I was actually down there on the sideline, and me and Jamison, we kind of talked a little bit over the summer. We were little link crew teammates for the freshman day, and I was talking to him after he had a big pass breakup, and I was looking at him the whole time. I was just smiling, and he was like, I didn't know what you were gonna say to me after that, but you were just giving me that grin, and he's gonna be one of the best players on this team next year, I believe. And
without a doubt, I can totally see it.
He's got some room to go. So 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Colt Hoagie with a pick six. Unbelievable. As here's Wilson. He's going to throw it again. Wilson, you have a spy. Marlo McCoy again, as that was nowhere near anybody.
There were no eligible receivers.
But I think he was outside the tackle box, so just escapes the intentional grounding that time. But again, Marlo McCoy.
Once again, this man is all over this field. He is flying around this field. It's very impressive to watch. And he is fast off those edge. He makes quite the edge rusher.
He is slowly, but I wouldn't say really slowly, but he's kind of exploded on the scene here in Frederick. He's really just become one of the best edge rushers, I would say, in Frederick history right now. The things that he is doing, him and Landon Olson, put those two on the opposite sides and have, Quinones and Don Ramirez and Nico Mashikori all in that defensive tackle position, the nose guard. Whoever gets in there, it's just such a powerful pass rush. Wilson's going to throw out of the backfield. It's Larazzo, and he is tackled. Barely got a yard or two back. Lazaro.
Eric Ross, number 85, on the play for the Golden
Again,
Eagles.
just minimal gains. 3rd and 10.
This will probably close out the third quarter.
I think this will take us to the end of the third quarter, as it will. So one whole 12 minutes to go here in Frederick. State 4A 2025 CHSAA playoffs on the line to go to the second round to play Montrose. As when we come back, the start of the fourth quarter here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, it's calling on that pick six with Colt Hoagie. I said DJ Schwaldo there at the first time. I'm so used to calling DJ Schwaldo. He's such a ball hawk playing secondary. He's such a ball hawk finding that ball. It's like the ball is magnetized to his hands, but don't forget about Colt Hoagie. I mean, he's kind of converted to a linebacking role, a very strong safety role, and he's doing his job. Here we go on third down. He's under pressure and again throws it.
As that, I think, maybe made it back to the line of scrimmage just barely. They could have possibly called that an intentional grounding call. That was very narrowly close.
It was very close.
Yes. Regardless, though, fourth down.
I think this is 4-down territory, but I think they're going to punt it here. You're down by 21 with 11 minutes to go. Hypothetically, Frederick's going to run the run game, so they're going to want to kill this clock here. So watch out maybe for a fake punt.
Yeah, possibly a fake punt. And honestly, I don't know. It's either fake punt or you go for it, in my opinion, now.
I don't like a punt here. You're down by 21. It's the playoffs. As almost blocked. As that ball's going to go out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
That was Salmeron. Marcus Salmeron. I've seen him so many times screaming off that edge. My goodness, especially on trying to, block some of those punts in particular.
Tonight alone, I think he's almost had 4 punt blocks.
I was also saying, he's very tenacious coming off that edge, and it's terrifying to watch. Even from afar, it's a little scary. I won't lie.
Yeah, Salmeron, such a great guy. He's just an incredible athlete, too. Leads the team in tackles this year. Took that title away from Eric Ross, who's had it for quite a few years now.
I was going to say quite a few years. And, Ross, we already know the dominant player that he is in himself. But to have someone kind of snatch your title, you got to tip your hat off to him.
It's also the thought of, they moved Eric Ross, too. He was a big linebackers. They go to Eric Ross. Speak of the devil. He's running. Oh, my goodness. Get out of his way. The freight train of Eric Ross runs right through that defense.
That was Landon Rasmussen.
Rasmussen.
I'm blind, everybody. That was too many S's for Carly to read, apparently.
So what I was saying, though, Ross, he was a middle linebacker for the last couple years. He's been a linebacker. He's kind of got converted to a defensive tackle kind of role, kind of a D lineman role. He's gotten bigger over the summer, and he's just been such a freight train, like I just said there. He's just a bowling ball.
As I do have to make the mention, apologies, Ian, I kind of had to interrupt you there. Lazaro very shaken up after that play. He's been a key player for them, and saw him kind of with a weird dead leg walk coming off that field where you could tell he was limping a little bit on one leg. Right now he's kneeling actually near the marker.
Yeah, he is off the field, and that's a big player that you do not want to lose
Exactly.
if you are Bear Creek, especially in a game like this. You're down by 21. Frederick, go back to Del Pitts. Here's Sonny Del Pitts. What a night he's had so far tonight. 3 touchdowns. He's going to get another gain of, I want to say 4 or 5 that time. As we talked, me and Dante actually said tonight has to be one of Sonny Del Pitts' legacy games.
Yes.
And I think tonight is slowly becoming another one. He's had so many good years, so many good games this season, so many 3 and more touchdown games this year. You know, he had 4 against Skyline. We were there. That was such a good game. He played like he was playing Madden out there on rookie mode.
His stick move, can I just say, it's nasty.
It's pretty good. He's really proficient in changing directions and moving so quickly. That's what he's done so well tonight, is finding those gaps in that defense. As they go right back to Del Pitts on the run. Del Pitts bouncing it outside. There's that misdirection. Another little move, and he might have piled forward. He's going to be short of the marker by about a yard.
Sonny Del Pitts again on the carry.
So now,
as Del Pitts, his name, once again. And, I mean, Ian, you were completely correct. They are going to keep this on the ground as much as they possibly can. And there's no reason to air it out right now. If you're Frederick, you are in plenty safe territory. I was about to say, you are in control, and you have the game right now kind of in the palm of your hand. It's just a matter of how much clock can you run down before you possibly either score or give them back the ball.
I agree. They are in the front seat they're in the driver's seat right now. They are just cruising along. They go to Ross. Eric Ross. That's a first down. Is a really late hit there, Carly. He came downhill. As down all the way is Blake, and a flag all the way down at about the 15-yard line. As that's Cordova, I think, or that might be that's Cordova.
That's Cordova. Cordova looks like maybe a cramp. He's ushering them over.
Nah, he's fine. He's hobbling off. I'm not sure what they're going to call here. They're probably going to call an unsportsmanlike by Blake there. He kind of threw him off of him, but to be fair, it looked like he was still holding on to him.
Agreed. It could go, honestly, either way, or you could call offsetting penalties in that case.
Call the offsetting penalties. He's still holding on to him there late at the end of the play.
I don't think, honestly, this should be called.
They're going to call personal foul, on Lauer.
Personal foul against Frederick.
Baker's going to get the penalty there for that, just the play, and that hurts, too, in a third down, which you have the first down. So now it's third down, and
the great state of Texas, question mark?
Pretty much, yeah. You negate the first down there, but yeah, that's an interesting play there. I'm sure Blake's going to want that one back, or it's actually going to be 1st and 10 from Frederick's 49. So interesting looking calls here. It's just going to be tacked onto the end of the play, but they did get the first down, so I guess they just do move it back. Here we go on 1st and 10. Kissinger under center toss. It's again Del Pitts exploding into the third level. And he has just been so proficient tonight, just moving those legs, churning, getting those extra yardages.
And, I love that whole idea of, never stop moving your feet until the play is called dead, because that's truly what's going to get you some of those more significant chunks of yardage is if you just keep churning, as you said. I love that word churning because, it's one of those where your body may have stopped moving, but it's just a matter of if your legs are still going, then there's still hope left in the play.
Exactly.
And so it's like, it's a great mentality, and I think it's one that Del Pitts, I don't think I've ever seen him stop using that mentality of just keep grinding and pushing forward as much as you possibly can.
They're in that wing T offense. They go back to Del Pitts on the edge this time. Del Pitts bouncing it, trying to get the first down. I think he's going to be marked about 2 yards shy. So third down and short for Frederick.
And it's one of those, whenever you have like a wing T in particular, it's typically like just the confusion aspect, right? You want to confuse the defense to the best of your ability, and you want to make it kind of difficult to defend with, teams that maybe aren't as proficient on that line, and so it's something that it would have worked a little bit better if they hadn't read it as beautifully as Bear Creek did.
Yeah, I would say, like we saw that Del Pitts and Salazar double toss. That's a part of that wing tee offense. You could go so many directions with it, and Frederick just does the wing tee pretty well. I will say that gain, only a minimal gain, as Del Pitts piling forward. Did he get it?
That should be hypothetically a first down with forward progress.
The line judge on that far side says he did, and the heads marksman is going to say he got the first down, and he did. Yeah, back to that wing tee is it's such a confusion play. You can do whatever you want with it, really. You can give it to Del Pitts, or you could give it to Salazar. They could trick it back and forth. They can toss it to each other. Eric Ross can get in the mix. Jathniel Gonzalez can get the ball. PK can keep it himself. It's just it's one of the offensive formations that not as many teams run anymore, but it's still a high-octane formation that just works so well for Frederick's offense.
I was going to say, it's a very much well-oiled machine type play.
As they go to Del Pitts, here's Sonny. And for the first time in about 20 runs, he's stuffed for maybe a minimal gain of about 2.
As you put it, Ian, that has not happened many times tonight. This is one of the rarities where we've seen less than 5 yards a carry. And I love Frederick's game plan right now. You're already down to 7.5 minutes, and they have had the ball since essentially the beginning of this fourth quarter, if not maybe, the 10-minute, 11-minute mark. And so it's one of those where you've already wasted almost 4 minutes, if not more, of this clock. This is honestly pretty much a guaranteed win at this point.
Yeah, you're just milking the clock right now. You're making Bear Creek want to have to fight for the ball back. There's Del Pitts, outside run. Big carry, and once again, it's going to be
first down.
Frederick, first down. This offense right now is moving like fine china right now. It's just so perfect. This team they can run inside, they can run outside. It's just such a proficient offense. And the issue with Bear Creek right now is you want them to load the box because you think they're going to run it inside. Well, you just proved it right there. Del Pitts can get outside if he wants to. It's so hard to predict where Del Pitts is going to go.
Agreed. And with that, too, Frederick does have to be a little cognizant because you don't want it to turn into like a bull in a fine china shop, which I think that's where Bear Creek is trying to go with it a little bit.
There goes the bull. Eric Ross. He wants the hits right now. He looks like Cam Scattaboo running rampant out there. Larazzo tackles him down.
Rest in peace, Scattaboo's career right now at the moment.
His ankle.
As thoughts towards Cam Scattaboo still. I still think about that game.
Fantasy GOAT.
Yes.
Saving my fantasy team, now he's gone.
It was gruesome, too, I won't lie.
Oh,
it was
there
bad.
has been some really gruesome injuries in the NFL.
Jaden Daniels, that was not fun.
Oh, that one was bad.
Yes.
Hill, oof. Tyreek's
hey, but he gets to play Madden. He gets to play Madden on his couch.
Fortnite.
So. Or Fortnite.
Fortnite against Peely. Here we go, under center. They go back to Ross. Here's Eric Ross. Big Ross still pummeling the bull in the China shop, like you said, pummeling forward. The torpedo through there.
I mean, honestly, there's not much else to say except the fact that Frederick just looks so well executed at the moment. And regardless of if they score or not on this drive, they don't need to score on this drive whatsoever. All they need to do is see how much clock they can possibly run down. And right now, my goodness, we are already down to the 5.5 minute mark. So far, they've done an incredible job this entire fourth quarter of just kind of preventing Bear Creek from getting the ball, period.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another touchdown. Here we go. They go. It's Del Pitts bouncing it outside. Sonny Del Pitts cutting it towards the inside now. He's going to have the first down and about a yard extra.
We talked about his shiftiness, that whole stick mentality. I like to think about, if we're going to use another Madden example, I like to, use the example of if you have like Tyreek Hill or something and it's on like rookie mode and for some reason stick is so easy to use whenever you're trying to juke around defenders for no particular reason. It's just like the most fun. Yeah,
just why not? And that's what Del Pitts is doing right now. It's just he's having fun.
Yes.
He's just doing what he does best, and he's having fun. This team is having fun right now, and that's what you love to see out of this team. There was talks coming into tonight this is going to be a good game. These are two really strong teams. Frederick has kind of shut the door on those. There's Ross, the bulldozer, Eric Ross. They want to get Eric that touchdown. so bad right now. I can just tell.
Eric Ross on the
Another
carry.
carry for him.
It's okay. You know what? They have time to give it to him. And, you know, this has been Ross's drive, I would have to say. Del Pitts, I would say those first 3 drives were definitely his beginning of this game. But Eric Ross has played such a prominent role in today's game that I think maybe some people might overlook because, you know, you look at him and you say, you know, the big guy has had a few yards, but has he really had anything significant? And you look at him, yes, watching him block, watching him defend, watching him kind of do a little bit of everything. It just shows versatility.
I think you also have to put in the question the third down conversions, too. How many third downs they've gotten because of Eric. They go back to that is Salazar back there. Salazar exploding over the line. Is he in? Yes, he is. Cody Salazar. Touchdown, Frederick.
Finally, Cody Salazar kind of recalibrating, I guess. We seen him. We talked a little bit before, too, about that whole aspect that, like, yes, don't get me wrong.
Oh. Late flag at the end of the play.
Probably something said at the end of that play. Some frustrations. But as I was going to say, Salazar, we kind of talked about how he wasn't really firing on all cylinders. He looked a little shaken still, I guess, from that injury, which makes sense. But, you know, this kind of helps seal the deal for Frederick and also maybe a boost for Salazar.
Yeah, a good much needed boost.
Flag goes up on the play.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides, it looks like.
Which, as we like to say during, you know, these high caliber games, tensions are high and they're very tightly strung. And so as soon as something happens, it's like a live wire, and you touch it and boom.
Boom, it explodes. Yep. And those are the kind of things you see against your rivalries, like Meade and all those kind of games. Is Cahoon, count it. 35 for 35 and a roughing the kicker. Oh, yes. I love that. Why not accept the penalty, go for 2?
Well, and also at the same time, it was very apparent. Like, he did not need to push him over. Come on. Like, I get that you're mad. I get that this might be your last year, but don't be a butthole about it. That's the easiest way to put it. Like, just don't be crass with how you play.
It looked like Cahoon was kind of hyped after that. I'm not going to lie.
I think he enjoyed that.
He wanted that. He said, give me the hit. Let's go. He's fired up, too. He's perfect. 35 of 35.
35 for 35.
35 points tonight.
His 35th is on 35.
It's a sign.
Just like the 21, the 3 touchdowns, 21 points, 21 plus 3, 24, Sonny Del Pitts.
As it is the final countdown here in Frederick. Kickoff on the way. Just a reminder that our broadcast is brought to you in part by United Power. At United Power, we are proud partners of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network and proud to power local sports and local schools. United Power, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative. As it looks like that unsportsmanlike is getting tacked on to the kickoff here, Carly.
You know what? I kind of like that. You know, implement it into more of a personal thing that's going to happen.
With the unsportsmanlike call against Bear Creek after the touchdown, and then the second unsportsmanlike call against Bear Creek after the extra point.
Two from the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness.
This is honestly comical. Like, I'm not going to lie.
This is hilarious. I've never seen this. Why not onside kick it? Through the uprights. It's good! Cahoon through the uprights again!
To make that a 36 for 36 is he's hyped.
Point, it would be good.
Oh, what a fun time we're having here in Frederick. As it has just been, what a night for both sides. Frederick exploding in the second half. They were down by 1 and now up by 28. Exploding in a huge game.
And I honestly think it's kind of comical because looking back, you know, pregame, we kind of talked about, like, this is going to be a good game. And just looking at statistics and looking at some of their team leaders specifically, just like with receiving yards and rushing yards and all that jazz, this looked like this was going to be a very close game, but Frederick really kind of ran away with it as they throw out to the flat.
Screen pass wrapped up. As Frederick had Sonny Del Pitts on the far side with the wrap-up tackle that time. Riley LaRusso on the far side.
Riley LaRusso on the tackle for the Golden Eagles.
Honestly, see how many of your backups you can throw in now, because it's not every day that they're going to say, hey, we played in a playoff game.
Yeah. I mean, they could be an opportunity here in the next season.
As there is still 3.5 minutes left, and this score has been put to rest, one would hopefully assume.
Frederick has low-key slammed the door here. As there's the run, huge run that time, barreling his way down to the 35-yard line.
I like that word, low-key.
Low-key.
Low-key slamming the door.
Low-key slamming the door.
I mean, this is a statement piece from Frederick, I do have to say. You know, regardless of the difference between the two of them, I think just the way that they've played discipline-wise, and even towards the end of the game, I know that, you know, they're not obviously as mad as Bear Creek is, but just they've been very good about their discipline, especially late here.
I agree. It's just the matter of just stay disciplined, put the game away, and just try to win. Here we go, another run. Larazzo trying to bounce it outside. Good run that time. Outside, has a hole. And he's just about shy of the first down marker. They might give it to him here, Carly.
Yeah, Lazaro might have had that, honestly.
Frederick, Riley LaRusso.
He's just awaiting the final.
Has pointed out a fact. Tonight's game, Sonny Del Pease has carried the ball for 188 yards.
188 yards by Del Pitts tonight. What a night for Sonny Del Pitts. I wish we had stats here, Carly, where we could just track this and just realize how impressive that is. That is so good. They go to the air this time, throwing on the screen pass. And this was expecting what I thought this team was going to do, and pummeling forward. That's Donovan Walker. Still moving.
Donovan Tibbles Walker on the reception for Bear Creek.
As he is shaken up at the end of that play. He took quite a few hits by Frederick. As
brought down by a flock.
We'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
2:25 to go here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Thank you to our viewers watching on YouTube. Also, thank you to the NFHS and CHSAA for allowing us to broadcast this game. Marlo McCoy, Eric Ross, Colt Hoagie, all over Lazaro, all over there, tackling him at the line of scrimmage.
As this clock, we've now entered the 2-minute warning.
Clock winding down, moments away. As Frederick looking like they're going to be heading to Montrose at the conclusion of tonight's I wouldn't say a dreaded drive, but not an exciting one for sure.
Yes.
That's a long drive.
It is a long drive, and it's one of those where I'm a little sad about, just the fact that we won't be able to broadcast the Montrose game. But
we tried to last year.
Yes, we did.
We put a team together for that, and then last minute we were like, yeah, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we had some weather complications. But you can watch it on the wonderful NFHS network. They'll be there broadcasting.
Number 0, Marcus Salmeron on the play for the Golden Eagles.
Salmeron, once again, a very defiant name in this game. But no surprise, honestly. We've seen him, you knew how freaked out we were in the beginning. It's for a good reason whenever we saw him kind of, a little shaky on his feet.
Here we go, and they're going to throw. Wilson under pressure. McCoy, Landon Olsen. McCoy chasing him down. Can he get him? Marlo McCoy just got blocked, and there's going to be a flag. And guess what, man? It's coming back again.
He's like a little gremlin when he runs. Like, it's honestly kind of scary because he just comes flying in with, like, his arms just, like, kind of swinging. And it's a little scary, I'm not going to lie. Like, I would be terrified if I saw that down on the field. The boogeyman.
Marlo McCoy, the boogeyman.
I like that. I mean, he's really kind of proving it, too.
We got the boogeyman, the freight train, Big Dom Ramirez. That D-line is just –
it's stacked.
It's incredible. And Marlo McCoy, or sorry, not Marlo. Marlo did great tonight. Shout out Landon Olson, too. He has been one of the top players on this team. 3 sacks alone tonight. It just does everything he needs to do. So Frederick looks at the scoreboard, and what a night it is for Frederick. Cold, frigid, early November. They don't care. For the season of giving thanks, Frederick will be giving thanks to Bear Creek for coming in tonight, but they're going to send him home on that fancy bus that we saw coming in.
I mean, it's quite the bus. It was a huge bus.
It was very impressive.
I'm like, what? We don't have buses like that.
We got yellow school buses.
Yes,
to get to our games. And to be fair, GBN goes in a Suburban to our games. Shout out Marsing for the dedication that he's had over the past few years. He's not with us tonight.
He's not dead, everybody.
He's
don't
not
worry.
dead. He's chilling. He's got some family stuff.
Sounded bad.
He's not dead. Marsing, I know you're probably watching this right now. Shout
You're still
out.
alive, yes.
We love you. Much appreciated for everything that you do for this program. He started this program from the ground up.
And look at where it's look at where it is now.
Yeah, and
I mean, thank you to everybody who has watched, because that truly is what has made this program what it is. And I'm going to get emotional here. As he'll drop back, looking for somebody. Fires, finds Lazaro. Lazaro's still going. My goodness, lowers the shoulder.
He's still going.
Still going.
Oh, man. All right, Lazaro, I see you. He was injured, but apparently not injured enough to just keep running.
No, he still had to make a little bit of a statement.
What a play by Lazaro that time, just to get some extra yardage there.
Why not? Looks a little bit better on the playoff run.
Why not? Get some stats up there. Step back. So Frederick looking. Now they're in the red zone. You don't really want to let them score here if you're Frederick. But, you know, game's over. Frederick has slammed the door, and the game-winning moment, I would say Colt Hoagie calls game. As Dante Lechuga once said before with a game-winning interception. Here's Walker. Chase down. It's Olsen. Can't get him. So close. As Hoagie throws him into the dirt. 20 seconds. Clock ticks down as that should do it. Oh, they're going to go. Hurry up.
Ooh.
Will they get a chance for one last play?
They'll get a playoff.
As it is a PARTY party here in Frederick. Olsen and McCoy say goodnight to Wilson. Another sack for those two. What a night for Frederick. Hosting Bear Creek and say, nah, hey, goodbye, go home, as what a win for Frederick at home.
And a statement, as I keep saying, it is a statement. And I mean, you look at how many people came to this game too for Bear Creek. This was a huge game. This was a huge game, and I thought this was going to be way closer than what it is, as this was nothing but an incredible game for certain.
As we see the handshake line. The handshake line, and Dante Lechuga will be down there on the sideline with one of our very own Frederick football players. As the music bumping it up here in Frederick on a night to remember, as Country Roads take me home, as we will send it to the sideline with Dante Lechuga. Dante!
Help our custodians by picking up after yourself and your lazy neighbor. Look down at your
Thanks, Ian. I'm down here on the sideline with Colt Hoagie. Colt, you had a game-changing pick six. What were you thinking in that moment?
I said, wow, the ball's really coming my way, because he wasn't throwing it much. And then just saw it. I was like, yeah, this is going to the crib. So
okay. Yeah. And you're moving on to the second round against Montrose. Yeah. Potential revenge game there. What do you guys got to do to win the game?
We got to return to the scene of the crime and go give them everything we got.
Sounds good.
Take them on with everything. So we need a good week of practice and take care of business.
Right. Thank you, Hoagie.
Thank you, guys.
Back to you, Ian.
As thank you, Dante Lechuga. Thank you, Colt Hoagie, who called game tonight. Yes, tonight's broadcast of football between the Bear Creek Bears and your Frederick Golden Eagles has been brought to you by the talented crew of students here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I've been senior and associate producer Ian MacHendrie alongside the executive producer of GEBN, Carly Evans. Our director is the technical producer of GEBN, Marcus Key. Our camera operators have been junior Noah Kraft and junior Ethan DeLear. Our productions assistants have been tonight, quite a few of them tonight, 3 freshmen, Kaylin Spockey, Megan Curtis, and Esperanza Rodriguez. The third member of our team down on the sideline is senior Dante Lechuga. Mr. Marsing is GEBN advisor. Shout out to Corey Klimper, who's here somewhere. We'll find him, for being here tonight for us. For everybody at FHS, for the last time in football season, I've been Ian MacHendrie, and you've been watching the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody.